For a $25 donation, you can get access to exclusive hangouts on our official Discord with the peasants and special guests. Come pick the brain of the peasants and ask them what's on your mind in real time, or just hang out and share some stories. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/DP for even more perks.
For the patrons that want to go the extra mile at a $100 donation on Patreon, we offer you to join us for a segment. Come join us for Troll or Not a Troll, DP Action News, Crazy People, or any other segment of your choice. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/DP for even more perks.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 465.
Suck it!
Yeah, so this is actually another episode. Yeah.
Nice.
That is helpful. It's
Well,
interesting to see. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I play a character in real life. Like, I'm not like this ever, but I'm like this always. It's weird, right? This isn't the real me. I never break out of my character. Well, like the real me, the real me, I don't know if I can do it. I haven't done it for so long, but this is how I talk in real life. What? Why are you laughing?
Hey, this is actually how I really sound.
I don't know why you're laughing.
He's from England. We had no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to just doing the character. Like,
Apparently, I had you guys muted, and they just now can hear.
Oh, really?
Everyone who was on Skype. Yeah.
Oh, damn! It was a good bit too.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'll do it again. I didn't have enough time to go get out of the makeup, so you guys get a kind of half in, half out character thing, kind of behind the scenes, you know, which my patrons get. I do blooper reels and stuff for them. So.
Oh man, that's probably awesome. I love blooper reels. Outtakes.
I did the first blooper reel the other day and put it on Patreon, and people loved it because it's all my fuck ups. Because I got to do the voice, I got to read a script. So there's parts of it where I'm just like, I'll say a word wrong and I'll go, God damn it. And then I'll try to get my voice, you know, loose, you know, so I'll be sitting there on screen just going, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. You know,
doing it live has got to be taxing.
Fuck it. You know,
well, that's the hard part about being a character on YouTube is you get on streams and people want you to be the character and the stream is 2 hours long and you're sitting there like, by the end of it, I'm like, I need a throat lozenge.
Last night, I decimated Jeff Holiday in a trivia/drinking game.
I saw the video he put on Twitter challenging you.
Yes. Yeah,
But
I destroyed his ass.
I didn't see the actual. What do you mean destroyed him? Did he pass out on screen?
He had to. He gave up. He said he had to go get laid, which may have been possibly true, but he couldn't have went much longer. You know.
That's a good excuse. Now you guys have already seen something that most of my fans do because we were at VidCon.
Yeah.
And you guys got to see me literally like walk around with this getup on.
Yeah.
In the hot sun. Out.
Yeah.
So it was like some of the people that were at VidCon with me know a little bit more about how it like really is. You know, it's kind of exhausting.
Yeah, it seemed that way, and it was really hot there.
Like
it wasn't hotter than where I came from.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hot when I'm wearing all of this. You know.
Yeah.
Like I came from a place that was like 107. Like everybody told me to be prepared for the California heat. No. I got off the plane, it was 85. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This is nice. This is
Well,
nice.
it's a different type of heat on the West Coast with the ocean there. There's like a humidity level that's different. I noticed like when I was in Pennsylvania, it was 108, 110 degrees, 108 degrees, but it didn't feel the same as when it's 100 in Seattle. There was like a sweltering heat here in Seattle that was different.
Come to Arkansas. You want to talk humidity?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's like the swamp, man. We're right above Louisiana. It's like 100% humidity. You can't breathe when you step outside on the hottest days.
Swamp gas probably makes it worse.
Gives you swamp ass. Yep. Swamp gas give you swamp ass.
I'll stick around for a little bit, but I just, like at the end there when you were like, whatever you guys want to do or whatever, I didn't know we were still live, so I broke character.
Shit. Fuck.
So this has just been a fucked up, just me fucking up tonight. That's all this has been.
No, it's great.
Can't believe we broke kayfabe.
Right?
Damn.
Some of my fans watching are like, he's still in the makeup, but he's talking like him. This is totally ruining everything. I'm unsubscribing.
Do you think that people are that like uptight about it?
No,
you think they really
are. Some people are. I get comments like when I did a video on my main channel announcing my plans for the future of the show and building the village and doing the sitcom. I did that out of character, but I did it on my main channel where I never appear out of character. And I had comments in that comment section were like, you just broke Mershon. Goodbye.
Wow.
I had a few. Don't get me wrong.
Those are spurgs. Those are fucking spurgs doing that shit.
Yeah, it's a little. I have an interesting fan base that is like hardcore fans who don't care, and and they support, and they don't care what I do as long as I'm entertaining. And then there's the other ones that are more the casual watchers that are like, "What the fuck is this? You're making changes? Fuck off."
People do get angry when you make the smallest changes, and they do feel like they've been duped when you reveal behind the mask. Like, wait. Remember when Andy Milonakis, everybody figures out that he wasn't a little kid, and it's like, wait, you're not a little kid? And it's like,
right. But I mean, like, what do they expect? I mean, do they walk up to like Johnny Depp in Hollywood when he's just sitting there eating dinner with his fucking girlfriend, and they just walk up and like, you're not Jack Sparrow? Like,
well, he kind of is Jack Sparrow, right? Like he berates his wife and gets drunk, and it's kind of Jack Sparrow.
Maybe a little.
It's the spirit of Jack Sparrow.
I'm just hoping that people kind of understand I'm not actually a real wizard.
I mean, you say that, but I trust Magog a little more than you. Like he says he is real.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
He says there's a reason. Like I was holding back on the singing. I thought for sure I was gonna get blasted into another realm.
Yeah, just an alternate hell dimension that he sends you to because you're.
I didn't want that.
No, it's a painful experience. Yeah,
Jack
a lot of people are looking forward to the new bigger show because I'm building a whole like medieval village on my land, and I'm doing this bigger production and hiring actors and actually making it a show, like a more creative show. So a lot of people are looking forward to that, and my fans really rallied behind me on Patreon and everything to pay for the production and everything. And then some people were like, you shouldn't make any changes, just do response videos for the rest of your life until you die. So it really depends on the fan, really, Do
you have people there minding the gap in case barbarians attack?
Right.
That's a callback to the last episode, guys. I know a lot of people watching right now may not have seen.
Mind the Gap just reminds me of London, riding the tube in London.
Gap?
Yeah, because there's like a gap between the platform and the train. Yeah.
Mind the Gap. Yep.
So in your village, are you going to have like stores and stuff? And
yeah, it's going to have a blacksmith, a tavern, a couple houses. The tavern's going to be the biggest building we have to build, and that's probably going to have an upstairs and a downstairs, and it's all going to be proper medieval buildings. And the name of the tavern is the Ugly Mug. And it's basically just going to be like a place where I can shoot the sitcom year round every year, and it'll grow as production grows. And then I'm going to have background actors, people who come out in medieval gear and just like walk around, bring life to the village. It's going to be filled with props, everything. It's basically going to be a permanent movie set.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Will you cast me in your movie? Can I be like a pretty girl or something?
Just Billy the tavern wench.
Billy the Philly.
Wow. Yeah, no, I've already got like a list of other YouTubers that I've met over the year and a half that I've been doing this that want to come down and make cameos in the sitcom, and you guys are more than welcome. You want to put on some medieval fucking armor or something and, you know, be a side character for an episode or two.
Can I write part of my script, or like do you?
Well, you already want creative control.
I'm just wondering.
What?
What? But Ben's acting like I can't be inquisitive now. I can't even ask questions.
You can't.
No, I'm totally willing to work.
I would
creatively with people. You know,
I would like to come into town dragging a dead horse behind me. Like the horse had died from trying to carry me into town, and I'm just like, "Fuck, son of a bitch!" And I'm trying to sell it to somebody for meat, so I can get a beer or something at the tavern.
We'll have to work within our budget. I don't know if I can afford a dead horse prop.
I'll get us a dead horse.
At the moment,
I'll get us a dead horse.
We can work that into maybe later seasons when things.
If I write it, I'll fund it.
There we go. But yeah, man, my fans really rallied behind me. That's why I've been making the rounds on all the streams. People have had a lot of questions and stuff. So, you know, it's exciting. My guy's clearing the land right now. I'm gonna build the studio, Morskar Studios, and that's gonna have a big, massive indoor Magog Wizard Tower, like full 360. You know, and then I'm gonna start building the village, and then the patrons, the fans can come out and be characters. Like it's like a grassroots community built sitcom. No networks telling me what I can and can't put in my fucking show. You know.
Do you think you might hold the gathering of the Juggalos there?
I don't want my entire 12.5 acres of land.
You ask the fucking weirdest questions. Why the fuck would he want to have the gathering of the Juggalos there?
Well, I just thought they'd kind of like fit in.
All right, I'm gonna start playing videos. Man.
Juggalo no me.
The Gathering of the Juggalos is in Oklahoma this year. It's making its way further south.
You said gigolos. The Gathering of the Male Prostitutes?
The Gathering of the Jiggalos is in Oklahoma this year. It's making its way down the coast into the south.
So there was a hostage situation at an LA Trader Joe's, and they found out the one employee that was killed was actually killed by the police.
Damn.
Police say the woman who died during a shootout and standoff at Trader Joe's on Saturday was
This woman looks like an alien to me.
Killed by an officer's bullet. Melody Corrado was an assistant manager at the Trader Joe's in the Silver Lake district. Officers were chasing the suspect who ran into the store firing at police. Los Angeles authorities just released officers' dramatic dash cam videos from the incident.
Shots fired, officer needs help, West Silver Lake Drive.
CNN's Paul Verkaman joins me now on the phone with the latest. Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a hard choice you have to make there because, you know, you're firing into a supermarket and you know people are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been a stray bullet because I don't think he was, you know, it probably
you don't think
just
he was aiming for her?
Yeah,
no,
I don't think he was aiming for her.
He was aiming for the armed
chasing
person.
The bad guy and was like, blam, blam, fucking Asians, blam.
Yeah, it's easy.
Terrible.
It's easy for a stray bullet to not hit its target. Like we can't.
And even if it wasn't a stray bullet, like, you know, he could have just panicked and accidentally shot someone inside the store. Because I mean, like, there was like a distance between him and the place he was being fired at from.
Do we know it was that guy, or that shot her, or was he the only one shooting?
I mean, they have footage from all the police officers, right?
Okay.
I'm sure
like body cameras, right?
They'll probably release what the names or whatever. Maybe I don't know. After
it'd be kind of fucked up if they played like somebody else's and they're like, he did it.
Yeah, they definitely have a way to figure out what bullet came from which gun. You know?
Oh yeah, the bullet
take some
forensics is easy, and you can tell if it came from the officer's gun, just be by the make and model of the gun and the bullet compared to the shooter's gun.
Yeah. If it was a 9mm and the shooter was using a fucking AK-47 or something, it'll be that obvious. You know.
Well, they're expecting the suspect, Atkins, to appear here in Superior Court later on today for his arraignment. They've ramped up the charges against him, some 30 charges, including murder, 6 charges of attempted murder. Earlier, the police chief, Michael Moore, the new police chief, came out.
Michael Moore. I just picture the filmmaker.
That is an unfortunate name.
Yeah. My hometown of Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan fucking sucks.
Yes, it has poisoned water.
He said that the officers who fired are devastated. He said he wanted to offer his deepest condolences and sympathy to Melly Corrado, that's the victim who died, to her family. Let's listen to the chief.
I'm sorry to report that we've now determined through our forensic investigation that one of the officer's rounds struck Ms. Corrado as she was exiting the market and was in close proximity to Atkins. Ms. Corrado ran back into the store and collapsed behind the manager's desk. She was later carried out by others within the store. Officers moved up, and she was moved to a point of safety.
Yeah, that's so... Man. That's something...
She was close to the suspect, tried to run out the door. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation.
Maybe don't do that when there's a big shootout going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
try not to...
you don't prepare for this situation.
Right.
No, you don't know how you're going to act. That fight or flight kicks in and you're...
The officer himself didn't prepare for this direct situation. You know, they try to prepare for not hitting civilians, but, you know, if he's aiming for this fucking guy and she happens to be by him and it hits her, you know, that's unfortunately a casualty that comes with opening fire in public.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the next one here.
Man, you just like open the show with a downer. Here I am, like I have all this exciting news. I'm building a village. I'm doing a proper show, and you're all like, "That's great, Magog. I can't wait to come down and be part of the project.
Yeah,
Let's watch somebody die." How about that?
At least we know if you build a Trader Joe's in your village, it's going to be a random stabbing instead of shooting, right? Like there's no guns. There's
crossbowing.
You can't have crossbows on the in Morskar, right? They're allowed to have crossbows. That's time relevant.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Here's a video that claims that Trump is considering a proposal to interrogate Americans. A Russian proposal to interrogate Americans.
Let's bring in our CNN White House correspondent, Caitlin Collins. Caitlin, we have had days of head-spinning comments from the president about Russia and Putin. What's the latest you're hearing over there?
Well, Wolf, we're continuing to see this divide between the president and his own administration officials continue to deepen over Russian meddling in the election. The president has been inconsistent at best on his statements about this, now telling CBS that he would hold Vladimir Putin responsible for this, even though he declined to do so when they were standing right next to each other during that press conference in Helsinki. Meanwhile, the president's handpicked FBI director, Christopher Wray, saying there is no doubt in his mind that Russia meddled in the election and will try to do so.
Meddled. They use that word a lot, but they don't fully explain what they mean. And it's basically that Russians tried to use social media to stir up racial tensions and other things like that, which
They've
whatever.
already proven for 100% fact that the voting machines weren't hacked.
Yeah, and I never thought that.
It was never anything that bad. They literally some Russian agencies took out ads on Facebook.
And they started fake protests and
right.
Yeah.
And they were playing both sides. They have proved that the Russians were taking ads out and stuff like that for the Democrats as well as the Republicans. They were trying to pit people against each other, so they were, they were literally internet trolls.
Yeah, but from what I understand in Russia, they did have government-sponsored internet trolls there.
Yeah, they had a preference. I mean, they took a look at our two candidates once it was finally decided that it was Trump and Hillary, and the Russians went, "Who do we want more?"
Well, Hillary.
I know for a fact they did not want Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary was not going to play ball with them. It very well could have turned into something with the way that planes were going down over, was it Syria?
Syria, yeah, she wanted Syria bad. She was going to be like the next. If she had gotten elected, she would have been the next George Bush. Just send us into a war in Syria. She would have done it. I mean, she's talked about it. I mean, she's not ashamed of the fact that she wants to just go in and just take Syria from the Russians. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing is up to you. Politically, you guys make your own decision on that, but that is not a fucking secret. The Clintons have always been kind of obsessed with kicking Russia's ass.
Yeah, and Obama didn't really get along with Putin either, but George Bush did. George Bush and Putin used to hang out in private. Putin would come and visit George Bush at home.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I mean they definitely, back in those days, they definitely got on the same bandwagon of fighting that their terrorism.
Yeah, before the U.S. was in Afghanistan, Russia was in Afghanistan for a really long time too.
Yeah, Russia's been in the Middle East since the end of World War II.
Yeah,
that when World War II came to an end, we knew the next theater of war was going to be the Middle East. Vietnam was kind of a sidetrack, but it was already ending up. I mean, yeah, the Russians were already selling military grade weapons to different factions in the Middle East pretty much since the end of World War II.
I mean, the Vietnam and Korea, I think those were both wars against communism, which kind of played into the Cold War.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we were afraid communism was spreading to the Asias, which it was. There were, you look back to the 60s with Mao in China and all that stuff. I mean, come on, it was spreading,
It kind of blows my mind that China is, it has a communist party that's in control of the government and everything. And, it's a single party state. And they're communist, but they're so capitalistic in so many ways.
They threw the book out. Yeah. They're communist in government, but they were like, there's no way. They looked at what happened with the USSR and the collapse of the USSR, and we're like, okay, we kind of need capitalism.
Yeah.
So far, all I can tell is communism only works as if it adopts some form of capitalism too. It's very strange.
So again, as well as the DHS chief Kirsten Nelson.
Capitalism.
Someone in the chat said Russia is still communist. No, it is not. No, it is not.
No, they have elections. It's not quite democratic. I wouldn't call it a republic, but it definitely is.
There's capitalism. Shit changed there. After the Soviet Union collapsed, things got really bad economically in Russia. Like when what is it, the Russian Federation? Is that what they're called now?
Something like that.
When they were formed, it was really bad over there economically for a lot of people.
So Trump now says Putin is responsible for election interference?
Let's see.
Saying that she also concludes and agrees with the intelligence community's assessment that Russia did meddle in the election. Now, she expressed some hesitancy over their conclusion that they meddled the election to help President Trump. That is what they have concluded. But she did say that she does believe Russia will continue to target the United States. Well, that comes after that fallout of the president's remark yesterday during the cabinet room meeting when he said that he did not believe Russia was still targeting the U.S. He said no in response to that question from a reporter twice, and then the White House later had to come out and clear up and say that the president was saying no to no more questions, even though he continued to answer questions after he said no, he does not believe Russia is continuing to target the U.S., something that is in complete disagreement with the U.S. intelligence community. So, Wolf, right now the president...
This is such a convoluted answer to such a simple question.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're talking heads.
Yeah, they have to fill a 24-hour news cycle. So this is how they do it.
Well, all these people, they spend their entire lives dedicated to journalism, and now they have to spend their entire day basically catering to the mind of a man-child. And they have to make it convoluted because their degrees, they didn't teach them to speak in man-child.
I'm gonna bring on Josephine. Did either of you need to go or anything like that?
I'll go ahead and bail and get out of this fucking monkey suit.
All right, thanks for being on.
Hanging with us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys inviting me out. I love to come on the show anytime.
We'll see you.
Yeah,
again
you're
soon.
welcome back at any time.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good one.
Later, Magog.
All right.
Check out Magog and his fucking village he's building.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's building a village for a sitcom.
That's kind of awesome. I wish I could do that with my patrons.
Yeah, I just
Is that specifically what you would do?
Yeah, I'd build like my own civilization. Like not even a sitcom, just like an actual society.
Yeah. I just want my patrons to fund like a sweet boy van where I can drive my van around and give sweets to the children.
That sounds pervy.
I can
as
give
fuck.
candy to the kids.
It sounds gay.
Patron, how is it gay?
Candy man,
Sweet boy. It sounds like a gay porn site.
No, I'm a sweet boy driving around in a van giving candy to kids, man.
Picking up a bunch of like hot studs and shit.
No, I didn't say anything about that. You're making it weird. You're making
I'm
it
inferring
weird
it because you're naming it the Sweet Boy Van.
because I have sweets and I'm a sweet boy. It's a play on words.
Oh, you're gonna be a play.
Oh wow. Wow.
Still, if you actually pulled that off, that'd be kind of awesome.
A sweet boy van?
Yeah.
Or the village.
I mean, it'd be kind of like, here's this like grown man handing out candy to kids from his van. That'd be kind of weird, but
it would be.
Weird. if it's legitimate on the off chance it is, that's awesome.
Hi, Josephine.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good.
Oh shit! I need to fix the cameras.
Sorry, I am late, guys. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll tell you, the cool thing is we've been going for hours now. You're just right on time. Like we're gonna keep going for a while, so we're glad to have you.
Jesus, I saw 6 hours. Like, yeah, fuck that. No, thank you.
Oh, we did 24 hours a few months ago, and it was brutal.
Gosh.
I got so tired.
Jeez.
I wanted to fall asleep.
Yeah, the last 6 hours especially were
brutal.
Were like I felt bad that we told people that we were doing 24 hours because we really did 18 hours and then like 6 hours of zombie mode.
Yeah, and we're just like, fuck, this sucks.
It was like 6 hours of this fucking sucks, dude.
I could only imagine. Oh God, you guys are crazy. I can hardly sit like in front of a camera for 10 minutes. I'm over it. I'm tired, anxious, cranky. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
hey, you were on DP back in 2016, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was actually my first live show. So that was pretty exciting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just watching CNN complain about Trump some more, I guess.
I think we're committed to the Trump news. Can we call it news since it's the same old shit over and over again?
They just have to run constant stories just as a reminder that Trump's a piece of shit.
Yeah, just in case you forgot, of course.
And it's always an alert. CNN news alert.
Guess what our president did now?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Wait, did you see the tweet? Was it yesterday? I can't remember what the like all caps tweet from Trump. No
Was it the one where he was threatening?
You know what? I think I have that.
Gosh,
I think I have
was
that.
Hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious because I live in Canada and kind of got to like watch from over here while you guys just go down.
We're going down. We're crashing and burning.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm a little too overexposed. Let's reduce that. Oh, there we go.
Oh, maybe I don't have that.
Wow, you had one job.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's kind of the same thing for me though, because I'm in Sweden. I'm not in the U.S. So like I'm watching this from like a great distance. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Even people in the U.S. don't really feel like they're a part of any of this. We're all
I feel like I'm a part of it.
You do. You feel like you're invested in this.
I mean, like,
cautioned President Trump.
I am a part of it.
I feel like we have absolutely no say in any of this.
America should know that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace, and war with Iran is the mother of all wars. Last night he got a response via tweet, of course.
President
Trump warning Rouhani.
The Iranian president. I just picture it. Never ever threaten the United States again, or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few thought
throughout
history have ever suffered before. Yeah.
We are no longer we are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death.
That's
Be
right.
cautious. And I want to hear these Netanyahu WikiLeaks, man.
These Netanyahus?
Yeah, Netanyahu pressuring the president into breaking down the Iran deal.
I knew that was happening. I'm not surprised that happened.
And now he's over here throwing the same barbs to Iran that he was throwing to Kim Jong-un 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It worked.
Does that mean he'll be going there in 6 months?
He'll be giving him a fucking over-the-pants HJ?
Oh my gosh. It worked though. I mean, I think his whole strong power, I don't know, thing that he's doing, it might work. You never know. That is scary. Anyone that reads that, I'll fucking shit my pants. Like, what?
Could you imagine Trump, like, golfing with Kim Jong-un and the Ayatollah of Iran? Like, they're all hanging out together?
Oh, what a time to be alive at that day. I think my time on Earth will be over. I've lived to see everything.
Yeah.
They're all eating sushi off of a naked woman's body, but
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Trump insists his sushi is well done, so they're searing the woman's chest just to cook Trump's sushi.
Oh my gosh. I wish Trump was such a press secretary.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh no, I'm saying like I wish he was the press secretary because I read his tweets and I'm like, fuck that. This is screw. And it's like, oh, that's the president. Oh God.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I don't know. To think that someday this might be covered in a U.S. history course, at a high school or something,
or even better, in the history books, there's like the Twitter users @replying him, and the history books are like @reply Trump hater 1 said to the president.
It's so bizarre. I saw like a headline, or not a headline. I was watching CNN for some reason, and it said on Trump's tweet today, and it's like, oh gosh, that's really weird to look at. But yeah. Textbooks would just have his tweets just for one textbook.
The United States again, or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death.
Did we ever? We stood for it?
We're coming to an area here in Iran where the decision to take apart the nuclear deal, for the US to withdraw from it.
In Iran, they don't have debit cards or credit cards or anything like that. You buy everything with cash there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because of our economic sanctions on them.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Has potentially left many of European nations who want to do more business with Iran more vulnerable.
So it's not like we just let Iran push us around and we don't do anything about it.
To sanctions, that's potentially put pressure on the Iranian oil market, certainly in the months ahead. They have in turn threatened to potentially disrupt supplies heading through the Gulf near Iran there. But the broader point is that this is being phrased as a bid to try and put increased pressure upon the relatively moderate Iranian government of President Hassan Rouhani, who was involved in that.
A moderate Iranian government. It's interesting. It's moderate for them, I guess.
Yeah, a moderate Iranian.
Yeah. It's still a theocratic government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But I mean, who's really trying to go up against the U.S.? Like, I don't know. Like, it's funny when Trump says shit like this, because it's like, excuse me, we're the fucking United States of America. We've dealt with your bullshit for so long. I could literally kill you. I could end you right now if I wanted to. Just letting you know.
That's the different. The diplomacy is what makes us not the fucking Joker, right? It's what makes us Batman, isn't it? Being diplomatic, being.
I'm the most diplomatic.
Like knowing that you're the fucking bully, but not acting like it was kind of like that. That's what made it okay that we were the world police. But now that we're going in,
I don't think it was okay.
I mean, maybe sometimes you just got to show them that, my button is bigger than your button.
Sometimes you got to brandish that weapon.
Yeah.
You got to let them see what you got tilted up under your fucking crotch. Seam.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Exactly. That's what politics has turned into. Just that.
Kids would say that, and I would get my dad to go beat up their dad. I'd be like, okay, watch. I wouldn't even say anything. I'd be like, check this out. They're like, what? I was like, that's my dad beating the shit out of your dad. And it was done. My dad was a writer, dude. He didn't give a fuck.
Damn.
Let's see what this video is.
There are connections between the opioid crisis and cannabis. The chronic has reached critical mass. A new Quinnipiac poll shows the highest number of respondents ever have less and less of a problem with you getting high. 63% polled support cannabis legalization. 93% approve of medical marijuana. And just a meager 5% oppose that. There's no fuzzy math here. It's very straightforward. And Attorney General Jeff Sessions and his anti-pot crusade are on the losing side of the argument. The Senate Health Committee recently unanimously approved an anti-opioid bill that's desperately seeking to combat the health crisis that has taken more American lives since 2000 than during World War II. There are a number of elements and amendments that mostly center.
Wow, what happened to Kennedy?
Menopause.
When I was in high school, this woman was on MTV, like back when they used to play music, and I just remember her like I never thought she'd be like one of the Fox News ladies.
I mean, nobody else was probably giving her a job.
Probably
on shorter-term pain prescriptions, finding non-habit-forming alternatives, and stopping drugs at the border. As plain as the green in your reefer, 2 studies show a direct correlation between marijuana and opioid use.
There's a direct correlation, studies say.
Between marijuana and opiate use? Yeah, because most people who use opiates probably started smoking weed first, because that's the drug everybody can get their hands on.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, how many of these people started using opioids because their doctor gave it to them and then they got hooked on it? Is it just a correlation that we're making here without? Yeah.
I see it's like a chicken and egg problem, but I don't think marijuana is necessarily the cause. I know I don't want to say I know many people, but I don't think you smoke marijuana and say, oh, I really want to try some, painkillers and some heroin. It doesn't go. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what the studies are for that.
I think what you do is you smoke marijuana because you're looking for something to fix your fucking life. And somebody tells you, you think weed's good. I got something way better.
I don't smoke weed because I want it to fix my life.
A lot of people do. They do it to take the edge off of their fucking life.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess it is relaxing at the end of the night. Sure. But so is a glass of wine. I don't know.
Yeah. And weed settles some people better than alcohol does. Some people get worked up over alcohol. They become alcoholic. Weed, you don't really become weedaholic, right? Is there a word for weedaholic?
I'm sure some people are more prone towards, higher usage than others.
I've known people who've relied on weed to help them with depression, and that's not a good idea. But I mean, all of this boils down to them claiming that it's unhealthy. It's like, okay, well, what about anything else unhealthy in society that is perfectly fucking legal, like McDonald's? I don't know.
I was gonna say, exactly.
One of the biggest fucking companies in modern history. Yeah, it's like you can't have this standard for weed and then not apply it to anything else.
Yeah, I've.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you.
No, I was going to say, isn't obesity killing more people in the U.S. than cigarettes, I believe?
Probably.
I can't remember what the statistic is.
I don't think it is.
Do not quote me on that, but I remember it fairly close.
I think obesity is on the increase and cigarettes is on the decrease, the incline and decline. But I mean, obesity is obesity is it's not killing anybody anymore. Actually, they've found a cure for it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just saying like too much of anything is bad for you, so it's unfair to just stick it on weed. So
It's
anyway.
very close. It's very close. I just looked it up.
Yeah, and obesity's on the incline, so I'm sure because more people are not picking up smoking, it's not cool like it used to be. It's not promoted in media like it used to be, where Happy Meals are. You still watch commercials for all this fucking shit. Yeah, you could be addicted to crack, and you're not going to see a billboard with a big fucking crack rock on it next to the crack house, but you will see a fucking big burger up in the sky next to the McDonald's.
Back to the opioid thing. The opioid crisis started because doctors were prescribing these medications way too much.
Yeah.
And
I had multiple people that I know very closely basically get unlimited prescriptions to the point where it was stupid for them not to go out and sell it in the streets. They became drug dealers because of how much the doctors were prescribing them.
Damn. That's ridiculous.
Nuts. And it's changed a bit since
I
then.
mean,
This was like the early 2000s.
In Canada, do you have do they play commercials on TV there for like drugs and tell you to ask your doctor about them?
Yes, and like the million side effects. That's basically
okay.
Side effects.
A lot of countries they don't have that.
Oh, really?
Where it's like ask your doctor about this, SSRI like Zoloft and all kinds of stuff. Do they have that?
We don't have that. No, we don't. Instead, we have like mild stuff like headache medication, shit like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, because the over-the-counter stuff is different, but the stuff that you have to have prescribed to you, we have commercials that we see where it tells you to ask your doctor about it.
Yeah, I've never in my entire life seen a commercial like that in Swedish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But when a commercial tells you to ask your doctor about it, what it's saying is bring this up to your doctor so they can give it to you because the doctor is the dealer.
Right.
Ask your doctor.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay. I thought you were saying that doctors knew things. Doctors are just pushers.
I mean, doctors do know things.
They know what they want to know. It's a practice. It's always called a practice. Anything that's called a practice means they're not professional. They're just practicing.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, that's just
One
weird
shows states with
wordplay.
legal cannabis have 2.2 million fewer daily opioid prescriptions, and the other, a 25% drop in opioid overdose deaths in places with medical pot laws. So what does Jefferson Beauregard Sessions say about that? Well, he kind of shrugs and says he doesn't think that'll be sustained in the long run. Jeff Sessions won't be sustained in the long run because his ass-backward anti-liberty thinking is the very thing that's getting people killed. The more we study cannabis, the more it can be refined and used to treat medical...
It's weird to see pro-cannabis stuff on Fox News.
Yeah, I like to see that they're pushing that as a libertarian agenda.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I hate her voice. Is it just me? I don't know.
I hate the thing she says. It's like he's anti-liberty. It's like, can we just have an honest discussion about this, please?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But doesn't this mean if you're going to raise a baby, how would you be able to change your child's diaper? Because the second you change the
Yeah. Parents want babies to be called theybies.
The gender neutral, yeah. They refer to them as they, them, rather than him or her. But I think that's okay because you're not referring like to they, them directly, right? When you refer to them, you're like Charlie or Missy or whatever you call them. And then when you refer to them to other people, like, oh, yeah, they are doing this instead of, yeah, he is doing this. It's not that bad to me unless they're like looking at these kids and being like, hey, they baby, get over here and pick up your fucking yellow toys because you can't have pink or blue ones.
Yeah, I think I saw a documentary. I can't remember where they had a kid who was, I guess, gender neutral, and the mom was the dad, and the dad was the mom, which I'm totally fine with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the mom said, "Hey, so what do you want to be called today? Do you want to be called he or she?" And the girl was just like, "Enough! Like, I'm over this. Like, I just want to be called she." But it's interesting because they said every morning they remind the kid and say, "What do you want to be called?" Like, as long as it's not pushed and you just let the kid figure it out themselves, as long as you don't push the gender binary thing, then yeah, I really don't care. And you're right, at that age, they don't really tell if you're saying he or she, so it doesn't really matter.
You know,
Sorry.
I think if you have a boy and your child's born with a penis and you assume he's a boy, and the kid gets old enough to realize there's more to that, that's fine.
Mhm.
Call them a fucking boy, and then when they realize there's more to that, have a pamphlet or whatever on hand.
Have
and
a
say,
pamphlet?
Yeah. Be like, look, you think you might
What
want
an
to tuck that.
awkward conversation, and then with your parents, and then they hand you a pamphlet.
For real. You want to tuck that thing back. Read this pamphlet. We'll figure it out.
Oh, Lord.
The diaper, of course, you'd no longer be able to pretend that there was a question about whether this was a boy or a girl. You would know.
Well, it's not about pretending. The parent definitely knows the gender. It's about not necessarily labeling the baby. It's about allowing the baby to decide what gender that baby wants to be when that baby can decide, which is around 4 years old. So from 0 to 4, the baby will not be labeled. The labeling theory will not apply from 0 to 4 years old. The baby will be a they.
It just seems like a lot of extra work.
Yeah. It is contrived.
And also,
and
like,
it's unproven.
You would have to explain. You would have to explain to the kid. I'm sorry, but like, you would have to explain to them, like, hey, you know, this is why we're doing this, and it's kind of like a complicated subject for a 4-year-old to really grasp, isn't it?
And it's unproven psychology too. Like, we won't know the effects of this for another 20 years when these kids go to school and either like shoot up heroin or shoot up their schools or shoot up little fucking firecrackers and unicorn fireworks into the sky. Like, we don't know where it's going.
All I've been hearing for a while is the argument, you know, are there two genders or are there basically countless genders? But no one's bringing up the real conversation, which is there's only one gender. Change my mind.
Change my mind.
Uno gender.
Wait, so what are your opinions on that, each of you? Do you think there are two genders? I'm interested.
I mean, that's what I've understood it to be for the majority of my life. So yes, I would say two genders. But I mean, it's hard to deal with absolutes.
Well,
you know.
But yeah, and nobody on the opposing side of two genders has any definitive answer of how many genders there are.
I say one.
So how fluid is it going to be? Like, how long are we going to be trying to figure this out? And why should the rest of society have to figure this out if you haven't figured it out yet? That's my only problem. I'm like, feel how you want to feel, live how you want to live. If you want to be called they, hey, zay, whatever, I will try my hardest to remember what you want to be called. If you're very important to me, I will try harder. If you're not very important to me, I'm not going to try as hard. But I don't remember people's names most of the fucking time, people that I wish I had remembered. So I'm not going to remember your pronouns either. And if I look like an asshole because of that, guess what? You look like an asshole to me because you want me to remember some shit about you that I could care fucking less about.
Uno gender.
I could care less about you and your sexual proclivities or your sexual identifications because they're not mine. And when you want to perpetuate what's yours onto me, I mean, you better have a damn good reason why I should care about you. Because I didn't care about you when I thought you were a boy or I thought you were a girl. So why the fuck do I care about you now when I think you're some new Dorito flavor? I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care.
Billy, who hurt you, man? What the hell?
I'll tell you who hurt me.
Onision.
I'll tell you who hurt me. Every single person that expects somebody else to care as much about their personal lives as they do. Like, why the fuck should you expect anything from anybody other than yourself? Even your parents, you shouldn't expect them to be acceptable of who you are, because they're fucking different human beings with different brains. They didn't live your life. They don't understand you. And they shouldn't be expected to understand you. You should be expected to convince them that you are who you are. If you want to be somebody, you got to work to be them. You just can't tell somebody that I am this and then expect them to be like, you're right. I'm a dragon. Okay. If you want to be a dragon, I'm fine with that, but guess what? I don't fucking care. I didn't
Right.
care. I didn't care when you were the one of the two genders. I didn't care then. I really didn't give a fuck that you were a boy or a girl, and now I don't give a fuck that you're a dragon. Change my mind. Give me a reason to care about you, because if you do, I'm more likely to care about you. But you gotta work for that shit. You gotta work for my love, my attention, my head space. Because I don't have enough to go around. I'm not going to sit here with the thousands of millions of fucking strangers, all the side characters, all the people that don't even get credits in the fucking at the end of the movie. You know, they're not even the actual characters in the movie. They're extras. I'm not going to sit here and give a fuck whether or not the extra got a pink, a stink, a yellow, a blue, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't care.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
I guess my answer is a bit more like to the point.
All right.
Thank
I mean,
God.
like I like what you said. I don't know if I agree with all of it, but I get it. For me, it's more of a matter of like, what do you want to be called? That's really it. You know, so I don't give much of a fuck about like, oh, is this really like scientifically backed up? To me, it's whatever. I mean, can you really say that like objectively, you know, the sounds that come out of my face, which vary slightly, you know, as far as my name goes, is really my name? I mean, like, you know, it's kind of like I was named one thing and then, you know, switch over to like another name. It's like, well, whatever. You know, people will take it or leave it. They're going to either accept it or, you know, deny you the privilege of being called what you want to be called.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there are more than one gender, in the sense that, you know, someone can be a little bit more male or a little bit more female, and then they could be a little confused as to what they identify as. However, I don't even think being a male or a female really, like, what does that mean to me personally? And I mean, this is kind of part of Billy's rant. It means absolutely nothing to me. So if you say you identify as a dragonkin or a they, it's like, okay, yeah, what do you want me to call you? Because I really don't care. It doesn't change who you are as a person. But once you start saying that it changes who you are and how you dress, I can now actually point to people that I could assume are non-binary. Because for some reason they have like the short hair, they're dressed a little bit like a guy. And it's like, I don't care about those things. I care about who you are as a person. And I mean, if your gender is that important, but what does that even mean? What does it mean to identify as both in practice?
It seems like with a lot of people like that, it consumes their lives. Like it's such a huge part of their identity.
That's what I've noticed, especially on social media. It's like one of the first things they mention on their info or like bio. Like, here's my gender, here's what I want to be called. I'm like, okay, that's straightforward, but like, is there anything more to your personality than this?
Exactly.
Right.
And except you can explain that being non-binary actually, you know, changes your personality. So then we can have an argument, but there's no science to back that up. So again, yeah, it's just, it's difficult. Like Peterson said, what did he say? This is the whole Bill C-16 that happened in Toronto. How he said he didn't want to call someone by their preferred pronoun. And he said, if you're nice to me, I will. That's it. If you if you ask nicely, I will. Like, that's it. But yeah, sorry.
We'll move on here. Let's
Yeah.
see. San Francisco registering non-citizens to vote.
You know, real quick.
Yeah.
They're having their children called babies. Why do we assume that children are going to grow up to be straight? Can we assume they're going to grow up to be gay and call them gaybies?
Yes, do that.
Scabies?
Little gaybies. Our little gay babies. Our gaybies. I gotta just assume I had a gay one, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
If other parents assume they had a straight one?
It's hip
There's
to be
like
gay.
a 90% chance. I'm even saying 90. It's probably like 99% chance that your kid's going to come out straight. So it's actually ridiculous. What you're expecting, the likelihood of that is so low until you force it on your kid, and then they realize later in life that, you know, they actually identify as a man, and then, yeah, like you said, end up just doing drugs and have an identity crisis. Like, and the 4-year-old thing really pissed me off, because I don't think a 4-year-old really knows what gender is. It's just like, I have a penis, I use it to pee. The end. If my kid wants to play with anything, dude, you can do whatever you want, man. I don't care. But like, why are you anyway? I'm like,
yeah.
This got me all excited. Like,
The thing I don't get is why they decide to change it to babies. It's like the word baby. It doesn't like you can't infer the gender from that word. So why does it matter?
It's so silly. It's so silly, and that's why I do care and I want to understand it. I'm trying to understand it, but the people that like her, it's silly. Like, what is it? Babies? No, I'm sorry. I'd want like them to take her kids away from her immediately.
I've seen kids grow up with some pretty fucked up parents and they came out fine, so I'm not worried about parents calling their kids babies or them not. I seen parents that abuse drugs and beat their kids, and it makes their kids stronger because they've had to put up with that adversity at a young age.
Yeah,
and I've seen them break their fucking kids because of it. There's no science to raising a child, right? You can hope for everything and then they still turn out fucked up.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't know. Like, what if her child says, I identify as a female at the age of 4, for example? Is she going to force the child to stay in between until they're a little older? Like, again, I don't know what this looks like in practice. I feel like it's almost a fashion choice in terms of non-binary people that are a little older than it is really how I see the world. I don't know. I really don't get it.
I think we're all blinded by our personal opinions, but when it comes to sex, it's a very personal thing to me. So I don't feel like it's wrong for me to be blinded by my personal opinions because I really don't give a shit what you do with your penis or your vagina unless you're trying to put it on me.
I think that's ultimately it. I really just don't give a shit. I don't care about my gender. I don't care about yours. I'm sorry. I'm not questioning your humanity, man. It's just, there's other shit I need to worry about. Automation is taking over the world.
Yeah. There's real shit to worry about. Why so much focus on gender? When did gender become such a big deal?
I'll tell you when it became a big deal. When there became more than 2 of them. Everybody's trying to catch up. We're like, where are we at? What's going on? I thought new math was bad. Now we got new fucking biology. New chem.
I actually encourage you guys to watch Brett Weinstein and his wife on Joe Rogan. They're both biologists, and they actually explain the whole 2 genders thing very, very well. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it yet, but using plants and animals, and that's probably the best argument for it I've seen so far. But yeah, you guys should probably watch it. It might change your minds a little and just realize people are just bored. I'm kidding.
Chronic boredom.
Chronic boredom. It is. We don't have a purpose anymore. It's like people feel like I'm sorry, I'm ranting here and I'm.
No, it's okay. That's what this is for.
Yeah, this is your platform.
But yeah, no, a lot of people don't have a purpose. They find being a different gender something that they can strive for, something they can fight for. And it's our new war. It's our new, I don't know. And yeah, I just think they need to put their focus on other things and seek help in general. I don't know. Sorry.
But what other things? We need to get the fucking virtual reality going so people can just log in there and get out of the way of the people who actually do work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that works. Black Mirror style, kind of.
Yeah. Log in, log the fuck out. Get out of my real world.
Do you remember that Black Mirror episode where your social media score is what determined where your place in society?
Yeah. Yep. I like the Community episode better.
I'm pretty sure that's happening in China. Like, if anyone can Google that.
There was a social media service in China based around that. I don't know if it picked up or not, but I did hear that it was starting rating other people.
Yeah, it allows you to move around depending on your social status. So if you've ever been arrested, that's messed up. Black Mirror is slowly happening. It's going to happen.
It can happen, right? That's the eeriness of Black Mirror, is that it's science fiction based on social media, based on current trends being taken too far. That's what science fiction has always been about.
Yeah, but Black Mirror is like in a not distant future,
Vote, certain sanctuary cities like San Francisco is now opening registration for non-citizens to vote in local elections.
We are in the midst of a difficult national political context for immigrant communities, but in San Francisco, we are modeling what we know it is right.
But is it right? Here to discuss, Executive Director of the Conservative Hispanic Society and host of the Chris Salcido radio show. Chris Salcido joins us today from Dallas. Okay, so Chris, the way it works is if you are over 18 years old and you have a child in the schools under 19 and you're in the country illegally, you'll be able to vote in these local elections in San Francisco. What do you think about this idea?
Oh, okay. So it's local elections. So the title of the video is a little misleading because it makes it sound like you can just vote for president or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess so. They're doing it because their kids go to the schools, so they feel they should have a say in those kind of things.
Their kids are legal, right? They were born in this country.
If they were, then they're legal.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on
parents
each
aren't?
case. Yeah, the parents are not, but they're allowed to vote if
Yeah,
they're
that
over
is-
18.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a distinction with that, because I don't think I agree if they do not have kids that are born there. Like, how many years do they have to be there? And I don't know. It's a little, I don't know.
I feel like if you've established yourself as somebody who lives there and you have kids that go to school, I mean, like, whatever, you should be able to you should be able to vote. I mean, like, you've already established a life there.
Yeah. So what if they don't have, they didn't have kids there? Or how long is this? Like, how long do you have to be in the country for you to be able to vote for that? Sorry.
I don't know.
They didn't really say. They said they had to have kids that were under a certain age, and they had to be over a certain age. I think their
Gotcha.
kids had to be under 18, and the parents had to be over 19 or something.
What could go wrong, right? I mean, foreign nationals voting in elections. When I first heard about this story, Steve, a couple of things popped into my mind. First,
This
the
guy is
Democrats
such
just
a
came up with
radio
their
guy
brand
with
new
his voice and
slogan,
the
well,
way he
their
talks.
third brand new slogan for the 2018 election. What, for the people? Well, now we know who the people are, foreign nationals.
He's got his Alex Jones twinge going.
Yeah.
Trying to get those conservative listeners. Josephine, were you catching the vapors? Were you over here like, oh God, yeah, this
No,
guy's
it's
voice.
so hot in here.
it?
It's because of you, Billy. I can't handle it, man.
Ooh,
It's just,
damn.
I'm sorry. I will try not to be so sexy.
try harder, man. You gotta try harder. Can't handle it.
Okay, let me take my shirt off then.
The Democrats have been feigning outrage about interference in our elections for the past 2.5 years. Attempted interference in our elections. Now they're passing laws out in California, the Center for Left-Wing Thought, that ensures foreign interference in our elections.
Yeah, but it's not the same elections that we're talking
and by
about.
saying it's foreign interference, it's when these people have a localized involvement in the community. Their kids are in the fucking schools. They're like,
even so, they can't equate the presidential election to a local election.
I feel like he's trying to do that, but in reality,
they
it's
are.
like,
well, he is.
You have this fucking guy talking about a bunch of people who've moved to this region and have kids there and like have lives of their own, and he's like, but they're foreign. What about that? It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Ridiculous. I hate Fox News. I mean, every mainstream media, really. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Every time I read a headline, it gets me all like excited. I'm like, wait a minute. And I read the actual article. It's like, oh, so you're just completely, not lying, but obviously omitting.
It's like
some part-
clickbait.
Yeah, exactly. I know. News is now clickbait for
Yeah.
Fox, man.
Well, it definitely is. Like, did you ever watch The Newsroom? It was an HBO show with Jeff. Was it Jeff Daniels, the guy from Dumb and Dumber? Aaron Sorkin wrote it. They really exposed the way that news works to try and get you to watch basically every minute as if it was a episode of reality TV or something. They're trying to click you in and keep you there. They don't want you turning into the other news channels. They want to take your attention. They use every tactic that you would use on YouTube or to clickbait.
It's bizarre, and we're all here. I don't know. I just think the world is not going to shit, but this whole automation thing, this whole, that we shouldn't have universal health care. Like, there's so many things that we need to figure out, and the media is just so focused on pandering to their side. And anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's all a distraction developed to keep people from interfering with the real plans, right? You keep people worried about the little things that are never going to change, and they can keep drudging forward with their plans of global domination or whatever you want to refer to it as, the one world existence or.
Yeah.
I don't know if it goes that far, but
Yeah,
I feel like they're just kind of pandering to whatever audience they have.
Yeah, but why are they lying? Like, what's the point of lying or omitting the truth? Or I don't know. Like,
Well,
what is?
It's not even lying or omitting the truth. It's taking the truth, the fake news or the real news or whatever it is. It's taking the truth and catering it for what people want to hear. And their audiences all have a certain way of looking at the world, and they know that. And that's why Fox News caters to tell the people that love Fox News what they want to hear, and CNN caters to tell the people that hate Trump now. That's the narrative they're pushing. It caters to them to tell them that they're right. Any media nowadays is telling the people watching they're right, so they'll continue watching, continue investing their time into it. It's a fucking
exactly.
trap.
Just look at how they label this. I mean, like you said, this is kind of clickbait, but in the eyes of somebody who's on their side, they're like, no, this is accurate. This is spot on.
It's accurate. They are letting non-citizens vote.
Yeah, but it's seen from like a specific angle. Let's put it.
Yeah. They're letting non-citizens vote in elections that very much affect them somehow.
Yeah.
Even though they're not
Local.
citizens.
It's funny because people hardly vote in local elections anyway.
Which could sway things greatly, which if you're used to having it a certain way and now people come in from another country with their culture and their traditions, you would be like, this is unfair. This is very unfair. So I can see why you can get worked up over it, but comparing it to something completely different, trying to justify its existence as evil because meddling with Russia is evil, or Russia meddling with the U.S. is evil, that's a dangerous...
I guarantee you the U.S. has meddled in elections in other countries.
Of course.
So-
We put leaders in.
Yeah.
We've put leaders in.
I mean,
that
the
are
Iraqi
fucking us 20 years later.
There was an Iraqi election too.
Yeah, Afghanistan in the 80s. Like, we put Bin Laden in his fucking throne. Like, we are the perpetrators of this, and now everybody's following our footsteps. And they're like, we can do this too. Before there was no internet to get to the people, we had to rely on propaganda. Now we don't need propaganda anymore.
Well, I
Because
mean,
we
it
have
is propaganda still. It's just on the internet.
Yeah, but we don't believe it's propaganda because it's delivered to us in a way that our aunt fucking
Fox News is propaganda, and so CNN,
Yeah.
and MSNBC.
Yeah, but now because they know how to target the Facebook groups, we have people we trust, like our fucking auntie and our uncle, repurposing what Russia wants them to say without
so what's
them knowing.
the best news source to trust then? PBS?
This is the best news source. When you go outside, if there's fire and brimstone on the horizon, run. Otherwise, live your fucking life the best you can. The news is not there to help you. It's there to trap you and keep you occupied. Go out and do things for you. Do things for yourself that entertain you, that you enjoy. Don't sacrifice your free time to trying to change something that you can't change.
Let's watch the next
if
video.
Everyone says that, then nothing is going to get changed.
They don't want you to. They want you to argue about change. They'll never change it. They'll never change it. They'll never take your guns. They might take your right to abortion, but they're still going to kill babies. They're going to find a way not to have those babies. It's just going to get more gruesome. It's going to get more fucked up because that's the way it used to be. There used to be those back alley abortions. There probably still is a few, but it's only going to become more common. They're never going to do a lot of things. We're always going to fight over them. We will always fight over them. They're there by design to make us distracted and keep us angry at each other rather than at the motherfuckers that are taking away our human rights.
Do you think like the rise of alternative media will kind of help fix that? Because we didn't really have a lot of that before, and now people can kind of. I mean, it's bad and good, sort of.
I think there was hope at one point, but they solved the problem of alternative media. They solved the problem of free speech and open connection with airwaves. They solved it by misinformation and fake news and getting people to agree with their bullshit and pass around their bullshit. They have solved.
They also got a bunch of like big sites on their site too, like YouTube. You know, you have like Fox News on YouTube now, and they're of course Fox News doesn't have to play by the same rules as say DP.
Right.
You know, like if you guys say something that YouTube takes issue with, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You really are. But if Fox News does it, because they're like a giant fucking mega corporation, they're not going to be touched.
If there's a terrorist attack and CNN does a story about it and posts it to YouTube, they will not get demonetized. But if we do it here, if we talk about it and put it in our title or something, then we'll get demonetized for that.
I heard that the bigger news stations and companies also supply their own advertisement. They broker their own advertisement deals. That's why they don't get demonetized. That's what, because Casey Neistat did a study on this.
They
after
broker their
Las
own
Vegas.
deals with YouTube too.
No, well, yeah, but they also bring their own advertisers. That's what.
Yeah, but
Casey
their ads
Neistat
are played
revealed.
via YouTube's automated system as well, and I've seen that based on what I watch too. Since I don't have ad block on, I'll see commercials for like shit that I actually buy online.
It's crazy. I don't know. Everything's a mess. My dad is really conservative, and he would send me all these articles, and I actually told him to stop posting things on his Facebook, because I swear 80% of the things he sent me, I'm like, dude, it's completely wrong. They're misrepresenting what's happening. And I would have friends of mine who would say, oh, you know Jordan Peterson? Yeah, he's like a real Nazi. And it's like, dude, where'd you get that from? Oh, I watched this Vice documentary and the New York Post or whatever article on him. And that's not true, though. It's not entirely true. But yeah, no, everyone's just confused. We all need to take a step back and try to rethink everything. And I don't know, start to do more.
I like all the arguments about Lacey Green dating a Nazi and stuff. I would see my friends on Facebook talk about, and I'm like,
a Nazi?
Yeah,
He's Puerto Rican.
Well, they don't care. They don't care. But she's dating that Nazi now. She's changed. I used to watch her to know how to masturbate freely, but now I don't, because she has sex with a Nazi. It's just the way people interact on Facebook. I've seen this multiple times. I have to opt out of it because I can't get into it with people on Facebook. I do it for fun sometimes, just knowing I can wind people up, but I really can't get into it when I'm personally invested, because it's you never win. You can't argue on the internet. It sucks.
Seriously. Ugh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, sorry. We like all interrupted your video playing.
No, it's all right. This guy was just going to keep talking in his radio announcer voice.
And actually,
Bill. So we'll move on.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Alex
No one
Jones.
is being censored like Donald John Trump, 45th president of the United States. No one is being censored like you, Mr. President. And anyone who has a Twitter account who follows you knows that 90+% of your tweets never make it through to them. You have to go to the actual Twitter page.
90+%? So how much does he fucking tweet?
Yeah.
Because I see news reports of multiple tweets.
Yeah.
I don't follow him, and I see one of his tweets every day.
Yeah.
I went to his page the other day looking for the one tweet where he caps locked attacked Iran.
Yeah.
And I scrolled through a whole bunch of shit to find that. It was like 4 or 5 or 6 things, and that tweet was like less than half a day old or a half a day old when I went to find it. So dude tweets quite a bit for being a president, right?
But that's only 5% or so of his
1 in 10. If you're not seeing 90% of his tweets, that means you're seeing 1 in 10 of his tweets if you're subscribed to him. But if you,
I don't think this is true.
If you're you don't think you're only seeing 1 in 10 of his tweets?
I don't think that they're shadow banning most of his tweets.
They're probably not shadow banning. What's happening is all the people that blindly follow Trump also blindly follow a bunch of other dumb shits that shit post a lot. So it's harder to find Trump's tweets in the list of all the other shit posts you're sifting through. Like, there's no way I read every fucking tweet, every follower I have tweets, or every person I follow tweets.
They feel
right?
like Twitter prioritizes it because I don't know. A lot of the trending stories always have to do with Trump. So I think the whole Trump being on Twitter thing is a big thing. They get more people are engaged every time Trump tweets something. I don't know. I think they would have to promote Trump. It's an interesting account, or the most interesting account, the most sought after account. So
But I mean, like,
your
even
Twitter
if it's
page
true,
will
just like
be there.
Oh, okay.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, even if that's true, I mean, like, isn't that a good thing? Like, if it's actually true, because that would mean that he has tweeted some shit that could actually like initiate immediate attacks and shit. If they're willing to have him like tweet like warnings, let's call it, towards Iran, like, what the fuck are they censoring? Maybe it's a good thing they're doing that.
Wait, are they saying they're censoring him as in like we can't see it at all, or we have to go to his page to see it?
I thought they were saying it wasn't being suggested to people. His tweets.
Oh, okay.
But maybe.
I mean, like,
maybe
even
I
if that's
got
the
it wrong.
case, it's based on an algorithm. Like, a lot of people I follow, all of their tweets don't show up, and that's based on how many likes they have, when they're posted, and yada yada yada.
Hmm.
Ben is gone.
Oh no. All right, let's talk shit about him. It's fucking Ben.
Yeah. Ben's a bitch. Ben's not nearly as sexy as Billy is. Oh
I
my
know.
God.
He is so jealous that he's not as sexy as you, Billy.
Ben's busted. I'm pretty. Let's kill Ben. Let's murder Ben. I have an idea. I'm going to lodge a chicken bone down his throat and he'll choke to death and die.
Do it now. I'm kidding. Anyone that's watching this, please do not cut this up and make it look like we're...
Please do.
She's not kidding. I was kidding, but Josephine wasn't. She was so serious. I can't believe.
Girl. Wow. I didn't know you were a racist, Billy.
I'm not a racist. I mean, just statistically.
I can do that.
Statistics can't be racist. No, I'm joking. They definitely can be. No, we have fun when you're on the show. I'm glad you came back so soon from when you were last on.
I love it. I mean, I feel like I'm the most comfortable on the show, and I'm not thinking about how to say something, what to say, and you guys are really fine with that. So, and you guys are awesome too. So, I love it.
We don't judge. You could come in here and you could say that you just got done watching like some sort of secret Donald Trump pornography video, and we'd be like, "That's cool. I like that." We had Sargon on last week. We don't care what you're into.
That's what he's into.
No, he is. I'm just making it seem like he's into some weird shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm judging that. Yeah, no, I give a shit about that. Good.
Oh. Yeah, this. Let me see if I can.
Twitter page.
Yeah, let's
you have
watch
to
this.
read them there. You have to then go into the settings and change the settings so that the quality filter is turned off to be able to get your tweets.
The quality filter is turned off to get your tweets.
Either that, or you could just go to his profile and read them one by one.
Yeah. The quality filter is based on an algorithm that shows you tweets that you tend to generally reply to or pay more attention to. You know, they'll have that what you missed thing that comes up, and it will be like people you normally engage with. You'll see their thing. So the quality filter is the algorithm making you see what you want to see based on what you've looked at before. So maybe you don't actively talk to Trump or like and reply to him, even if you're following him. Maybe that's why he's not in your quality filter. And Alex Jones is just going to tell you to turn that off. That's why he's saying you're being shadow banned. Because you have a quality filter on.
They're inferring that it's based on like, oh, Donald Trump is like conservative or some shit. It's like, no, it's based on engagement, like you said. It's based on what you do on the site, because the aim of this, having this on the site, is to keep you on the website for as long as possible so they can show you a bunch of fucking ads and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? Like favor what are they going to do? Favor content that you don't interact with?
Exactly. Trump is the number one. Like every time I go on Twitter in the morning, it's like, oh, what's the president of the United States up to today? And I'm always disappointed, but I keep going back. So.
And every time Trump does something good, I am so happy. I want him to do good. I want him to be a good president. You know, I'm not one of those people that are like, I can't wait to see Trump fail. It's just, there's moments where I can't believe how unpresidential that motherfucker has been, and how crazy that son of a bitch has been. And I'm like, he's
redefining presidential.
He is. Yeah. That's why when I say Kanye West could be our next president, I say that because I never would have thought Donald Trump was. Mm-hmm. I never would have saw this coming. It was so different.
But it's good because I think, although Trump, said he's anti-establishment and all that stuff, but at least it shows people that you can do it. So there may be someone who never thought that because of, their background, they will never get into politics, that they probably can now. So there are good things and then there are bad things about it. He opened the doors to regular people and celebrities, apparently.
That's kind of awesome, isn't it? Like, if this stupid fuck can do it, I could do it.
Exactly. Hey, exactly.
But that's kind of how the American dreams always existed, right? Like people think they can do it because these people that they idolize do it. The same thing with being a rapper or a basketball player or a fucking actress, But a lot of this stuff is stuff that you just can't do unless you work hard for it or you're born into the right family type of thing, which has always been what politics was about. Even Donald Trump was born into the right family. And it's just, somebody had to run against Hillary, and nobody had a good chance against Hillary. Nobody. Trump redefined what that chance was, and he took the fucking win. He took the win because he played it completely differently than any politician would.
Yeah.
And it was brazen. It was almost, it was amazing. Some of the shit he would say and get away with. It was badass.
You're showing us like the American dream. I don't know. A lot of people saw Trump and saw success and being tough and working hard and all of that. This is something that they all wanted. Sorry, go.
Yeah, like working hard with him is an illusion. His father and his
phone. Okay.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just think, a lot of people saw that. And that's why it pisses me off when I think, what was the stat? We talked about this last time. 45% of Americans think Trump is a racist, like a literal racist. And it blows my mind. I don't understand. The majority of people that voted for Trump saw him as someone that's going to lift them up and give them more opportunities and more jobs. And the white supremacists, I would argue, are like, go ahead.
I wouldn't say Trump is necessarily a racist, but he understands that a considerable amount of his constituents are, and that's why he's very careful to say anything that might alienate them. Well, like when he was like, "Oh yeah, everyone at the protest, they're all good people."
They're all good people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think
he knows who votes for him?
You don't think I like Mexicans? Trump Tower makes the best taco salad.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's like denounced David Duke. I think that case was an interesting.
I think he hesitated to denounce David Duke.
At the same time, he denounced the white devil that all white devils are based on. Good job, Donald Trump.
No, I can't. I don't know. I can't imagine that he actually meant white supremacists are okay. Like, I think he meant that there was violence in both sides. Obviously, I don't know what the hell this man is thinking, but I just can't comprehend the president doing that so he can, tell his white supremacist fans, just so you know, I'm still with you. It's bizarre.
I don't think Trump is racist and white supremacist either. I think Trump is a capitalist and he looks at human beings
and
as
he knows
money.
Who his base is.
And he knows there are some people that are white nationalists that have his fucking money that he wants to get from them. The same thing with Jewish people who his whole family is fucking married into the Jewish.
What have you done for the white race?
I'll tell you what I've done for the white race.
Do you remember? Dude, that was so funny, that story when you were on the Kumite.
Yeah, I was on the Kumite, and I Failure was like, "Come on, man, we got some time open, and come on the show." And Failure hung out with him at last year's VidCon, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll come on." I get on, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, we got this debate that just showed up," and it's these two guys arguing over what they've done for the white race. They're arguing who's done more for the white race, and the guy that won the argument won because he had white babies.
Yeah, I have white kids.
I have white kids. Well, this guy wins. I'm like, how the fuck is this?
That's how you win.
How is this a thing? But
oh my god!
But Trump doesn't care what race you are as long as you have money and status, and he can benefit off of it. That's what I believe.
A lot of the people that were involved in that were like part Hispanic, like a lot of the people arguing on these.
Oh
yeah.
Well, because it's everybody is racist, right? That's a Hulk Hogan quote, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
I guess everybody is racist. I don't think I'm racist, but you know what? I think that's because I'm more conscious.
You're racist.
I think it's because I'm more conscious.
The other day, the N-word telling me to go back to where I come from. You don't remember that?
Oh yes!
I thought that was a term. I thought that was a term of endearment in your culture.
Wow,
Billy, how could you?
We need this clip out there.
No,
actually, I was trolling Billy with the N-word.
Yeah. Oh man, and then it was so bad. Everybody was drunk at VidCon, basically chanting it at me. It was so fucked up. And then some black guy walks in the room, hadn't been there for any of the setup, and he looks at me like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But when I say I'm not racist, that's like it doesn't matter to
But
me
you are,
whether
to
I
some
think I'm
extent,
racist
though.
or not. What?
You are to some extent, though. I mean, like.
It doesn't matter if I am or not. It doesn't.
But then why say you're not?
Because I believe I'm not, but it doesn't matter whether I am or not, because it's what other people think about me that matters to them. Like I'm not gonna fucking change my ways. I believe I'm being a good boy. I believe I'm being a sweet boy. And if I'm not, and you think differently of me,
I believe there was an alert posted about you in Capitol Hill warning everybody.
Yeah.
That you were the leader of an aggressive gang.
and I, like a sweet boy, I spent a long time trying to defend my honor to the people that thought I was a wrong boy, and I tried. And one of the guys that tried to get up in my face about it turns out to be a multiple suggested rapist. Multiple people came out this week saying he was a rapist.
I don't know if everyone is following exactly what you're saying.
I know. You know why? Because I'm scared. I'm being cornered. I'm not a racist. I'm not.
You are.
I'm not a racist.
Defending is a little too hard. Racist, don't you don't have to defend it this hard, man. Now I'm
Thank
starting
you.
to think you really are.
Yeah, he really is. Oh, yeah, is that it for
This
the Alex
is an
Jones?
emergency
Oh, no.
message to the President of the United States, the American people, and the people of the world. Mr. President, I know that you're fully aware that the big tech giants, Apple, Google, Facebook, Twitter, and others, are 100.
This is an emergency transmission from Captain Alex Jones to the President of the United States of America.
Dude, you know what this reminds me of? Like the emergency call things from Resident Evil 4. Because the blue backdrop, the headshot, you know, like Mr. Trump, incoming call, be aware of this.
Alex Jones has like a bat phone that he can ring the president with
Hey,
in the
Doc.
Oval Office. It's the Alex Jones phone.
Hey, Donnie, it's me, Alex Jones.
By the way,
The Joker's on the loose.
The frogs are still gay, right, Donald? Right, Donnie? Yeah, no, they're still gay. Okay, I gotta go now.
percent diametrically opposed to free market capitalism, and they hate America. They have a arrogant elitism. They are allied with communist China. Apple has moved to communist China and given the code keys to the government officially. China even controls people trying to send.
They gave the code keys away to China.
Okay.
Apple did it.
The reason Apple is so central to China is because it's easier, rather cheaper to manufacture products there.
But is it even still cheaper? Haven't they moved it to other countries
It's
now?
like slave labor laws,
Oh
basically.
yeah, it is. They have like suicide nets outside of some of those places.
I thought they
People
did,
keep
but then
jumping out of them.
I thought that the Chinese economy has gotten, it's grown so much that it's no longer worth using them. They go to even smaller fucking nations.
Even if that was the case, they would still exploit a bunch of people who don't have that, you know, the
And then also-
resources they should have.
Think about the amount of manpower in China alone. Just in that country, what they can produce with that many people. I mean, there's no way that they're going to stop manufacturing things globally.
Well, it's China is demanding more from it. They're
No.
getting more of a middle class built out of this. They're not using the labor isn't as cheap as it used to be in China.
Well, nothing's as cheap as it used to be.
Yeah, it's because Apple has grown their country. It's grown their base. They've worked cheap.
I mean, Walmart's part of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is look at how much the average phone manufacturing employee gets paid, and you'll see that that's why they benefit from having it in China. And also, he mentions that Apple hates America. It's like, have you seen the lines they have outside of Apple whenever they release like a new iPhone? Like, it's fucking massive. These people like tent outside of those places.
Yeah.
All for the
it's-
sake of getting like a new phone.
That's a hipster thing. Like Apple, people who have like everything Apple, it's like a total hipster thing.
It's not a hipster thing, okay? Apple has better selfies. The front camera is amazing. It has
They have
depth
bigger selfies.
I triggered a hipster. You see this?
better selfies. I'm not okay. I have an Android because I couldn't afford the new iPhone.
I understand why there are Apple people. As far as user interface goes, it's easy to do more with an Apple than it is to do with a mixture of Android and PC and everything. If you want to be an editor,
it's better for people of the lowest common denominator.
no, not lowest common. It's better. It's better for people. No, it's better for people who aren't focused on. It's better for people who aren't focused on the tech side of everything. They want to be. They want to do the iMovie, the Garage.
So it has a lower learning curve.
Yeah, it's got a lower learning curve, and it's across all platforms. It's similar, and if something breaks, you take it in and you. The what? Oh, like black people can afford Apple products.
Oh.
First, guys, you heard it here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. No, it's Apple products are easy across the board to know and work with and learn. That's why you have Apple. That's why you have Apple people. Computer people can do more with a computer for cheaper, but they have to know what the fuck they're doing, and they have to cross-platform that with Android. They have to learn every single database outside of that. Apple people get that all across the board. It's functionality all across the board, and that's why you got Apple people. It's familiar. It works. If something breaks, they know where to take it to get it fixed. It's very simple. It's a great business model. I prefer PC because I know how to fucking work a PC better. Because I'm a
damn.
Because I'm a genius, baby. You're not attracted to my tits. You love my brain.
The funny thing is, I actually only know 20% of. I have the Samsung S8, and I only know how to use like 20% of it. There's so much to know on that, and you're right. The iPhone, everything is there. The only thing I really need is the front-facing camera, so I just swipe up, and we're good.
Yeah. That's all iPhone users want. They want to be able to take a selfie. If they take something longer than a fucking Instagram video, they want to be able to edit it and put their favorite band's music behind it. If they want to make their own music, they want to be able to open up GarageBand and sing into the little thing and play their guitar plugged in. It's simple. You can be a creator with minimal efforts.
Yes, exactly.
You can be a creator without being a technician.
That was the whole selling point behind the original iMacs. Because it was an all-in-one. There wasn't a lot of cabling you had to assemble or anything like that. You just had like a power cord, So I remember Jeff Goldblum used to do iMac commercials back in the day when they first came out, and it was about ease of use. That was their biggest selling point.
Somebody in chat's calling me out because that was true 10 years ago, Billy. Now, they won't even fix iMacs now. Yeah, they're not going to fix your fucking iMacs from 10 years ago. They're going to fix whatever you bring in, your MacBooks.
That's going to actually fuck them over. That's going to fuck them over. No one can afford anything anymore. I mean, people aren't buying houses anymore. People aren't buying jewelry anymore. Yeah, they need to figure something out with that.
Computers have always had a shelf life of about 3 years. They're out of date within 3 years.
They do it on purpose. Didn't they come out and admit this, by the way? Like they made older phones slower because they wanted people to buy the newer ones.
The phones, yeah. But as far as computer technology goes, we're advancing technology by the year. There's a reason why there's i9 processors now. i7 was what was hot fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know exactly what that means. What?
I'm sorry, Dad.
Processor?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, slow person here, remember?
Go back to your iMovie. Dude, you're getting Adele. I guess there's iMacs still being made. Never mind. Look, I'll tell you what. I don't know about the last 4-year changes of Apple. I know about the last 10 years because that's the last time I cared about Apple.
Have you ever heard of Apple's Lisa computer that they were going to try to put out back in the day? They were trying to put it out in the early 80s, and it was going to be a super high-powered home computer for the time. And if we adjust for inflation, in today's dollars, it would have cost about $24,000 for a home computer. Yeah,
it's crazy.
But a ColecoVision,
it didn't sell well at all. It was one of Steve Jobs' biggest failures.
I think a ColecoVision back in like the late 70s, early 80s was $400 though, right? Like That compared to now would be fucking nuts for a game system.
It wouldn't be 24,000.
But a game system versus a computer is also
It says
different.
it says his it says the price in 1983 was almost $10,000.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's only 10,000 to 24,000?
Yeah, from 1983 so if you account for inflation.
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts.
Damn. How much is it? How much is it to make a computer now? Or not a computer, an iPhone. The newest iPhone. How much is it to actually make it versus?
Probably not much. Probably not much because of where they make it.
Oh, it's way cheaper to make it
Yeah.
than to sell it.
Especially now. I mean, they have the
Or
technology
to buy it, I should say.
It's just like expensive shoes that we buy that are all expensive in the US, they're actually made in China for way less.
Most of the price that you're paying for the iPhone is paying for like the development, right? Like not the actual parts.
Yeah.
Like the actual cost of making that thing comes from developing it. The people here with the intellect making the property, the intellectual
I mean,
property.
a lot of
before.
it is brand based too. Because I mean, like when the Zune came out, nobody fucking bought that. Some people did, but not enough for it to really survive. But when it comes to Apple, it's like, oh, that's Apple. It's more
That's
recognizable.
iPod.
It looks fancier. It's like it looks high end, even though it's based on something really cheap.
Celebrities also promote it. That's the other thing. Is
Yeah.
they all when they take their selfies on an iPhone, it's like, oh, I want to look like that. So then you go and buy an iPhone, and I'm sure a majority of girls watching fell for it. So do not try to pretend that you did.
Brand share exists outside of technology. It's existed forever, ever since Coca-Cola decided to, or Pepsi decided to go in against Coca-Cola. Brand share just exists. It's the reason why Band-Aid is having such a hard trouble keeping their name, because they were so popular that Band-Aid is now a term you say about all bandages.
Yeah.
Q-tips versus cotton swab. They're losing their patent rights over these names because they're becoming
the name is synonymous,
and it's no longer their property anymore because the world has taken it over. It's interesting how this works, but Apple is.
How can they take away your copyright of something?
Because it becomes public domain when the public uses it to refer to all products. It's they actually made like an ad campaign. I think it was Q-tip or Band-Aid or something, where they made like this video. Please don't call us this. Don't call anybody this. Please stop using this, because they're losing their copyrights to own, or their property of the name. It's fucking amazing how this shit works with the way it takes over the public conversation, the way you say things. Brands are melting into it, and Apple is the same as anything. Apple's lucky they have PC combating against them.
So like if someday Billy the Fridge, the name Billy the Fridge becomes synonymous with the word racist, then that means you would lose your copyright.
Yeah. They'd be like, Donald Trump is a Billy the Fridge. And they'd be like, he's not a Billy the Fridge. He's the president of the United States.
I'm going to start using that. I'm so sorry. And whatever that's going to be.
Let's go.
My new thing. Perfect. Okay.
David Duke is a disgusting Billy the Fridge.
Yep, exactly. We need to kill all Billy the Fridge.
But maybe it'll go swing the other way, and Mel Gibson will get caught on the phone saying, I hope you get raped by a pack of Billy the Fridges.
Oh my God, I love those Mel Gibson recordings. Those are
fucked up.
so great. I wonder if they can't be copyrighted.
No,
man, those are
who the
so
fuck would
great.
want to own them?
I don't know. Maybe just so that they can monetize the usage of it. But it was a long time ago. The crazy Mel Gibson recordings.
Oh.
I love those. Those are so funny.
They're fucked up.
They're funny.
Yeah,
You gotta
toxic
play them?
masculinity is not
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. I'm gonna play one. Let's see.
CBS is about to claim this if you play it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Tell me that the message or something, right? Because you're doing something, trying to breastfeed with fucking foreign bodies in you. Was that it?
It has nothing to do with it.
Oh, it had nothing to do with what? The fact that you had foreign bodies in there?
Correct.
Foreign bodies?
So you're not lying to me about fake tits.
I've never have.
Yes, did. You said they weren't. You fucking lied to me before.
I didn't. I never said anything of a kind. You never asked me, I never told you. Or maybe you asked me.
I want the one where he's like freaking out.
You fucking lied to me. You told me you had real tits. You can't feed our child. You got foreign bodies in there.
Fucking offend me. And you don't care about anyone but yourself. And your fucking stupid fucking failed career. And it's ruined us. Because you fucking can't get out. You wanted the dress from, I can't believe you asked for that. And the tickets in the Lakers box, I got rid of the box. And now nobody gets tickets because of you. I had to sell the motherfucker.
Why is it because of me?
You.
Why is it because of me? What kind of bullshit is this?
I sold it because of you. I don't have any fucking money. I have to support you and everybody else. I have to sell paintings.
Well, maybe it's because of them. Maybe. Well, maybe it's because of others that you sold it. Why is it because of me? What kind of bullshit is this?
There's so many of these. They're crazy.
That is ridiculous. I've never heard this before. Why haven't I heard this?
Oh.
Where has this been my entire life? Oh my gosh.
There's just so many recordings of Mel Gibson being a psycho to it was his wife or girlfriend?
Girlfriend, but I think they have a kid together and stuff. I don't know. She's like some Russian lady.
She's very calm because she knows she's recording.
Yeah.
And he is like trying to get an Oscar with how angry and animated his comments are.
You should have given the speech from fucking Braveheart at the end.
How much money do you spend on me? You don't spend more money on me than anybody else. That's not on me. And that was signed. I was signed to. That was signed to the record label. I always said thank you. I know you doubt me. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Okay? I don't want you either. That's it.
That makes it real clear. That was so easy. The minute I pull the plug, you're out of here.
Mel, I'm saving. I cannot be with somebody like this. You don't love me.
I'll take care of the child.
You don't love me. This is not somebody who loves me. This is some completely off-balance person who absolutely hates me. Why do you hate me so much? What did I do to you? Everything you say about me is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Okay.
I love how he's over here
just pre or post the Jew comments.
This is post, I think.
Was it post?
He says some crazy stuff in these.
When he got arrested, it was the comments.
So this was like the final nail in the coffin for his career.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's still his career's still going, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like it's floundering. He's put out some stuff.
He says a lot of racial slurs in these calls.
He's probably going to get.
He's crazy.
He's probably going to get back into the public eye, and I would hate it if he got cast in a Disney movie after what they did to James Gunn. I would be so butthurt if he got cast in a Disney movie.
I hope it happens.
He's like really good friends with Robert Downey Jr., right? Like Robert Downey Jr. has been championed to give Mel Gibson a second chance. Because Robert Downey Jr. himself needed a second chance. Like he's like the highest paid actor in Marvel Studios. Well, I think Disney's highest paid actor of all time. He's looking to get a $100 million payday for his last 2 roles in Marvel movies. And this is coming from a guy who once got drunk and passed out in an 11-year-old boy's bed.
Yeah, it was a house that he broke into, and the 11-year-old boy wasn't
in the bed. But still, it's like, how is that not worse than making some stupid jokes? But they forgive him.
I was going to say Mel Gibson wasn't joking.
Well, James Gunn made some jokes, got fired.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. got drunk, broke into a fucking house, and slept in an 11-year-old boy's bed in his underwear. Boy wasn't in there, luckily. It'd be a different fucking story if he was.
Yeah, there'd be a different Iron Man.
But how is that not worse than fucking some stupid jokes? This guy actually broke into someone's house drunk because he was that much of an alcoholic.
Damn.
To go to sleep in an 11-year-old boy's bed. But he's cool. He's got the pass. And I think he should have the pass. I think we should forgive. But why does Disney forgive that and not some guy making stupid jokes 10 years ago?
It's because we live in a different time.
Another place in time.
But I mean, we do. People are way more sensitive about that kind of thing now.
Yeah.
But they're not even sensitive about it. People are weaponizing their outrage. This entire James Gunn thing was just a targeted attack against James Gunn by people who are not outraged. They're trying to prove a point. They can knock him down a peg. And they fucking succeeded. Because Disney is scared. Because Disney...
Yeah, it's scary that in this time we're in, a simple tweet, or not a simple tweet, sorry, 100,000 people tweeting something about you can, lead you to lose your job. Like, that is so scary to me. We're in a different time where just people being outraged in general, I guess, court of public opinion, but people just being outraged in general on Twitter alone warrants you losing your job. And it's a bizarre time. I don't think a joke or a mistake should allow your entire career to go down the drain.
It shouldn't.
Think about Logan Paul and the Suicide Forest thing. Do you think he should have lost all those sponsorships? And
No. I think when it comes to sponsorships, I do think he should have. The sponsors should have done whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Because he did that after they signed on with him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the same thing with Roseanne. She was signed on and she did something currently.
But she had been doing that kind of shit ever since Twitter came around.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like when they hired her to make the new Roseanne show, they didn't know that, and they probably didn't tell her. You know,
and she probably did sign a contract saying that she wasn't gonna be disparaging or because when you sign on to a company, you sign on. I don't know the exact terminology.
Disparaging
for it.
who though?
It's there's a contract where you just have to be like.
You can't bring
it's like a good person clause.
That person, like if you bring negative press, then what you're involved in, with the company also gets negative press, and thus.
I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
It's crazy how they're killing off her character and just letting the show continue.
Did they say they were going to kill it, or did they?
I mean, how else are they going to do it?
I thought it ended with her having a drug addiction, so they might have sent her to rehab.
No, I had heard she had to get a surgery. In the last episode, she was going away for some kind of surgery that she was nervous about. So I don't know.
One of the things that pisses me off the most is when people bring up old things or old tweets or old conversations that people did 18 years ago. And it's like, you should be fired for that. You were a horrible person for that. It's like, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast freaking this morning. How am I gonna, it's so bizarre to me. And if you picked every single boy band in I don't even know what, every single one of them probably, I mean, I don't want to state this here, but probably had some kind of relation with an underage girl. It was a thing, it happened. So it just blows my mind that they try to, I don't know, pick all these instances of things that happened in the past and say, look what they did. Well, they're aware now. They know that the social climate is so toxic and scary.
Yeah.
But would hope they would stay away from it. But yeah.
Well, I think you have to look at what people have done since what they did and judge them on how much they have redeemed themselves. And I feel like, I brought up Robert Downey Jr. earlier, and everybody's like, I love Robert Downey Jr. Don't disparage him. I'm not disparaging him. I think he more than redeemed himself, and he showed what a fucking asset he is to any company, Disney, anywhere.
Yeah, I can't believe that he is where he is now because he was such a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
For the majority of my life.
But I feel like James Gunn proved that he's done better and changed. And I feel like we've seen the last 10 years the person he's become compared to who he was then. Not just as a filmmaker, but as a human being. And I think we should celebrate James Gunn for not being that shitheel anymore. But instead we punish him because this is the world we live in.
Crazy. I don't know. We don't allow people to change or to grow, to realize what they've done is wrong. It's so easy. I just want to punish them. And I see this, with the American prison systems as well. We're just going to throw them in jail. Like, screw you. No. Let's teach them how to, function.
You know what else is? Another weird thing about it is, for some reason, rape is okay when it happens to people who went to prison. People are like, you're going to get raped now.
Yeah, we still make a lot of... Wasn't Medea goes to jail like just a prison rape joke?
I've never seen it.
I never saw it either.
I'm surprised.
I did watch Boo, a Medea Halloween 2. And I was watching the Medea Halloween, and there was like this family in the theater, and they were making like all these like Christian level sexual jokes, you know, where they're like safe, but they're still super sexual and like shit jokes that Jay and Silent Bob would just throw a little cuss word twinge on, but it was coming out of the mouth of Medea and the old folks, so it was Christian friendly.
Where is this going? What is the?
I was looking down at a little kid in the fucking audience laughing at all these fucking sex jokes, and it was fine because his parents brought his little fucking kid in there. He's eating a tub of popcorn, cracking his ass up at the screen, and it's like, it's okay because it's supposedly wholesome.
Okay, but what the point of what I was saying was like, rape is bad even if it's happening to people in prison, and part of your prison sentence shouldn't be the chance of being raped.
Yeah, we're kind of supposed to be above that as a society.
Right, but let's talk about Medea more.
But but it's because we've normalized prison rape as part of the fucking as part of.
I hate Medea.
It's yeah. It's part of the punishment now. You worry about going to jail because you're gonna get fucking butt fucked, and they showed that in the Boondocks cartoon. The lawyer, he became a lawyer his entire life because he feared getting fucked in the ass. So he tried to live the straight and narrow because he didn't want to go to jail and get fucked in the ass. And we can make that joke because we don't want people to go to jail. We want them to fear getting fucked in the ass.
Someone in the chat said, solution to prison rape is don't go to prison. No. How is that the solution to something that happens?
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody in prison is also completely justified being there too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. So just no one go to prison, and then we won't have prison rape anymore.
Here's an idea: shut down the prisons. Then we can't go to prison, right?
There you go. That's even easier than people.
There will be no prison rape if we just shut down the prison.
When I did a video on the war on drugs, it was one of my most recent videos, and I saw a ton of comments, and I'm pretty sure they're coming from these, Christian conservative nut jobs, saying things like, and I was arguing that, white people smoke weed as much as black people do. However, black people are arrested more for it, but it's because black people commit more violent crime. Therefore, there's more police presence in those areas, and therefore they're getting arrested more for these stupid petty crimes because the police is already there. All the comments. So then why don't you just don't do it then? Why can't black people just get their shit together and not smoke? The point is, this is something everyone does. Like, I hate so then don't do it. No, we need to change the system. We need to, try to look for policies to fix this, not just don't do it. And fuck off for not being in that situation. If you're not a poor inner city fucking youth, like, screw you for thinking that it's that easy to just get out of it. It's that easy to just say, just don't do it. If everyone around you, including your parents, is doing it, you will do it. You're a product of your environment. Anyway, sorry. I hate those, just don't do it. Okay, try to raise a kid in fucking south side of Chicago and tell him not to fucking do all that shit.
Right.
Sorry for the rant.
They might as well just say, like, don't get caught. It's like, okay, well, people attempt not to, but they still get fucking caught.
Yeah. I know that's the thing is don't get caught because black Americans actually have risky purchasing behavior. They tend to sell and buy weed outside, whereas white people do it more inside. So that's probably a better argument than just don't do it. Just follow the law. Fucking hell.
How about fuck the law?
Yes, exactly. Why do we even have this? It's costing us billions of dollars. It doesn't even work. I mean, there's more people. There's a higher chance of a lot of Americans getting back into prison. There's no point in doing it.
It's making a lot of people money, right? That's why we do it.
It can also be used
it's a
medicinally
business.
too.
Jail can be?
No, weed.
Oh.
I just need to go to jail for a moment. I have a little bit of okay. But yeah, no, it's all the money that's involved, and I don't know, my generation, I guess our generation as well, we're going to be fucked. We're all fucked because of this, because no one really cares, and all they really care about money is about money. And I know I'm sounding a little bit like a socialist here.
Somebody said you still make your own choices, environment or not. No. But if you don't have the same choices, your choices are suffer or sell drugs. Those are your choices. You don't have the choices of go to school and learn, because your school is not built to learn. Your school is built to get you through the day and push you back into a workforce that you're not prepared for. Exactly. The choices are completely different. So we all make our own choices, but you have different choices that you're not taking into account for these people that literally, are fucked, and their
Yeah.
choices, that your choice of staying in school and going to college, their option is selling the drugs. That's what they have. There is no
And
college for
there's
them.
studies that show this, and that's what's really annoying. Another thing that a lot of poor Americans, I don't like saying Black Americans because this also happens in poor inner city white neighborhoods as well. But yeah, a lot of poor Americans, there's studies that show what losing a dad does, losing a father. You're more likely to go to jail. You're more likely to commit suicide. There's all these things. Did they choose not to have a father? I'll say no. But the studies show that not having a father in the home, it causes a lot more damage to the kid. Instead of trying to fix it, they're just saying, make different choices. No, F you, man.
Fatherless America.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Sotomayor's movie that he said was going to come out 4 years ago.
Oh, not out yet?
No.
Well, it's because he still hasn't found all of his children to interview them, right?
Yeah. It's true.
He does have a lot of illegitimate kids, right? Like
he's got kids out there that don't live with him.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I just, that was the joke because I heard that. I
Yeah.
was like, this guy's that fucking much of a hypocrite. Maybe I'm wrong, and then I owe him a
Oh no, he's a total hypocrite.
Okay.
Yeah, no, after being on, I don't know, doing this whole social political commentary BS, the majority of people that are involved in it are all liars. And, I know a lot of them personally. They don't believe half the things they spew. And it just gave me a different view in the world. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to say what I believe because no one's really telling the truth anymore. I don't care what you think if I'm trying to pander to the left or pander to the right. Ultimately, I care about human beings and how do we, move forward as a society and create the most amount of good for the most people. I'm sorry, I'm like starting to sound like a fucking.
I mean, like, I agree with that because, like, most people seem to be keen on just pandering to whatever audience they have amassed up until that point.
Yeah.
Like, it really would not surprise me if it came to light that Sargon doesn't believe jack shit he actually talks about.
I mean, I don't want to say. I'm not going to use any names. I try to stay away.
Oh, I have no fucks to give about anybody in that community. So I'll just
I bet you
remind
Chris
them
Reagan isn't a Nazi.
Oh.
He's a Klan member.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of them don't believe it. It makes them money, and that's I don't know. If I just said I was conservative, I think we talked about this in the other show. If I just said I was conservative, then I will probably be making a ton more money.
Yeah.
But I don't care about the money. And I lived in, I don't know, the inner cities, and I see how a lot of these people are doing. And it's annoying to, turn on Fox News or turn on this super right-wing show, and all they do is just talk garbage, and then turn on the left-wing one and say the reason why, they're doing this is because white people are racist. Like, fuck off. You guys are both annoying. Can we start figuring out how to fix the schools? Or anyway.
Yeah, it's just they appeal to the as far to the left or as far to the right as they can because they want to catch the yeah.
Anyway,
And that's why DP is here, because we want to appeal to the people that like to smoke weed and masturbate.
Yep.
Says the racist.
Oh, you pronounce rapist wrong, honey.
Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa.
Shit! I've outed myself again, drats!
Jeez, I'm not even gonna comment on that.
You don't have to.
Fake Sagan.
Yeah, fake Sagan. Weed is keto, Billy.
Weed is keto.
It is.
Keat is weedo. Anthony Keat is weedo. It's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
Wow. That was really mean. I'm really hurt right
now. Oh.
He does it to get me. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It gets everybody. I'm one of the most intelligent people you know, and it got me.
I'm watching it right now. The delayed stream. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, your reaction is so great. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Guys.
What's your thoughts on Wu-Tang, and if positive, what would you consider your favorite album? I've been on a binge lately and enjoying every minute of it. I really like ODB out of all of Wu-Tang. Method Man's great. Method Man and Redman's work together is great. 36 Chambers is a classic album all around if you want straight Wu-Tang. Benjamin, do you have a comment?
Enter the Wu-Tang.
Enter the Wu-Tang. 36 Chambers. Do you have any opinion on Wu-Tang, Josephine?
Not really. I don't really know much about
Swegta?
As
Do you have any
cultured-
opinion on Wu-Tang?
Not really. I'm kind of curious though, Billy. Like Martin Shkreli, right?
Yeah.
Or, like you talked to him. Could you get him to release the fucking album already?
I think the government took it from him.
Did they?
Well, yeah, dude, he's in jail. He's not going to be out for another couple of years.
Oh shit! Yeah, they seized it as a property. Holy fuck!
But I will tell you, I listened to a little bit of it, and I've talked to Martin, and I've independently talked to other people. The Wu-Tang album he has, it's not.
It's an unreleased Wu-Tang album.
Yeah, it's not the classic Wu-Tang. People aren't missing out on much. Honestly, Martin not letting people listen to it is probably better for Wu-Tang than anything.
It's kind of like a bad B-sides compilation then.
Well, I heard, and I haven't confirmed this with anybody that actually did anything, but I heard that there was a guy that bought a bunch of verses separately from Wu-Tang members, and he was kind of like a guy with a lot of money, and he loved Wu-Tang, and he bought all these verses, and then he realized, he wasn't going to do anything with them, and so he paid more money to have an official album made, and they got the album put together, and they didn't know what to do with it. So they sold it privately.
Josephine's got to get out of here.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I can't handle the racism anymore. I just feel very uncomfortable.
It's okay. You'll be back. It's systematic.
They always come back.
That's true. I would love to come back. This is so fun. I love it. It's a great end of the night. It's so fun.
Yes. We'll see you again soon, I hope.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. Shit. I gotta fuck with these windows again.
I gotta fuck with these windows. Get Martin on the show when he's out of jail. I will. I almost thought about getting Martin on the show when he was in jail.
When he was in jail?
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I could find someone in jail with a cell phone.
I mean, don't they let them make calls sometimes?
They could make
They can make a
calls.
collect call, right?
Yeah, but I might be able to get somebody in there with a phone to point it at him. He'd probably get in trouble though, so I wouldn't want to get him in trouble. But
Josephine got the fuck out of here as soon as crazy people came on the screen.
you know what? She left. She peed herself when you played the.
Did you see her reaction? Oh my god, that was so great.
Yeah, she peed a little. She's like, "Well, I gotta go. I gotta go clean up."
You know what?
pee-pees."
I've never gotten someone over Skype with it before. So
it's messed up.
She was like,
I was too busy looking at Billy because like he always jumps out of his fucking chair when that happens.
Yeah. It's because we have higher IQs, so things like that startle us because they go against our intellectual realization of
what?
It's
you.
What are you, JF now?
Yes.
You know who does the best JF impersonation?
JF Holiday.
Yeah, JF Holiday. That should be the name of the character. He
JF Holiday.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is JF Holiday. And I lick the legs.
It's like the offspring of JF and Jonathan Davis.
I bet you he said that to Memory, his wife.
Yeah.
While they were doing it, and she giggled, and he licked her legs. I bet you that actually happened. And if it didn't, I'm writing that fanfic.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh,
all right. Hey, everyone. It's TVC Mario. And we're here for a video I needed to make to go ahead and warn you all not
Did you
to
know that
invest
Bitcoin
in
is the
Bitcoin
devil?
specifically. And the reason is by investing in Bitcoin, you are investing in a currency that before breaking through to the mainstream was the primary use for the dark web when it came to all sorts of deviant, twisted, sick, criminal activity. So now I did a video previously talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency with Bible prophecy. The Bible talks about the mark of the beast, and one of the elements of the mark of the beast is that those who do not have it will not be able to buy or sell. And I believe that the move towards a cashless...
Wow, he's really
what a
stretching.
vague connection.
Yeah.
But for those of you that can't afford U.S. dollars, if you can't get paid money, you won't be able to buy or sell either. So what's the difference between Bitcoin and having U.S. dollars? If you don't
also,
earn
like,
either, it's the mark of the beast.
Wouldn't this qualify poor people as like the devil's people or some shit? It's like if you lack the ability to buy or sell,
that's what he said.
You're mark of the beast.
Yeah, if you're poor, you're fucking Satan.
Society.
It can be that. Oh, okay, cool.
Is very important when it comes to these prophetic elements taking place in the world today. The Antichrist kingdom, the technology for it to have a cryptocurrency that the Antichrist will be able to shut off to any Christian who doesn't bow and worship to him is fast approaching.
Okay, so he just said there's going to be a cryptocurrency that the Antichrist will turn off for only Christians so that they won't be able to buy or sell anything.
And as you all notice, the dollar symbol was actually a serpent on a post, and the serpent has been replaced with the bee because the bee means beast. This is the beast, Beelzebub, on the serpent coin.
Or maybe it means Bitcoin.
No.
Impossible.
The thing is yeah, Bitcoin was used like on the Silk Road and stuff, but the value of Bitcoin got way larger after the Silk Road and all that stuff was shut down. But of course, yeah, it probably is used in the black market because of the way it works. But I mean, whatever. Are we going to stop using normal money too because that's used in the black market?
Yeah.
To be fair, Bitcoin fucked up GPU prices dramatically, so maybe Satan was involved.
Okay. I believe I Metal Monkey. I didn't believe TVC Mario.
Now, I didn't say Bitcoin itself was the mark of the beast. Of course, so many people always misinterpret the video, no matter how well you articulate your...
Is that what we're doing?
We misinterpreted.
Are we misinterpreting what Mario's saying here?
Of course he didn't say that.
Message, but anyways, I talked about the prophetic element.
The title of the video is "Buying in Bitcoin is an investment in evil."
Of these things. If you haven't seen this video, make sure to check it out. But what I wanted to warn you all about today is if you don't know a little bit of history on Bitcoin, it has previously, before it broke through...
What the fuck? He's actually got Dr. fucking Evil?
Yeah,
photoshopped
because...
into this?
Because he wants you to know he's serious about how evil Bitcoin is.
But it's Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
100 million Bitcoins.
Mainstream been...
Throw me a freaking bone here.
The number one used currency for criminal activity in the dark, deep web. One thing that you must realize is that you and me, the average people, only get access to about 4% of the web. It's called the surface web. Below that is what's called sometimes the black web, deep web, etc. It's actually forbidden to go on there, and I would not advise anyone to do so. There is insane, evil things taking place in the deep web.
I'll give him that. There is. But there's insane evil things going on in probably your fucking church, you little psycho. It's probably not too far from your religion where this shit went on under the guise of your perfect fucking goodness. So fuck off. Evil finds a way everywhere.
It's the satanic web. It's the Antichrist web. www.antichrist.com.
And W is the sixth letter of the alphabet, so www means 666.
It's not.
Oh, are you
it's
sure?
not even close.
Are you sure? Is it the six
W is
from
one of the
behind?
last letters of the
six
alphabet.
from the end, and since it's hell, it starts at the end. Oh,
it's the fourth
no,
from
it's
the
not.
end.
Shit. Never mind.
I remember when the deep web was starting to be talked about in the online communities. I was there, and I remember them talking about Bitcoin as well. And I remember hearing that I could purchase Bitcoin for 8 cents. I thought it was stupid. Whatever.
Ha! Oh my god, man! If I knew then what I knew now, man, I'd be buying 8-cent Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I would.
I have I had a friend who made so much fucking money by doing that, and he tried to get me on board, and I refused. So now I'm just kind of like, oh my god.
Someone offered me $30,
Buy like
$40.
Buy like $20,000 worth of 8-cent Bitcoin. You know, I mean, fuck.
Somebody offered me $40 worth of Bitcoin when it was 30 cents a coin, right? And I took PayPal instead. I was like, no, just give me 30 PayPal. I don't want a fucking Bitcoin. And I that would have been, I don't know, a lot.
I bet this is how the people who invested in Enron instead of Google felt.
Yeah.
Ever. And to this day, I'm happy I did not purchase that criminal currency that is used to purchase some of the most.
It's not
above this.
Yeah. I mean, just because criminals use it doesn't make the currency itself criminal. Criminals use regular currency too.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
last time I checked Mario, you know, he's got some nice clothing, a nice car, you know.
he worked at a
car
bank before
carrot.
too.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you worked for this giant fucking corporation that handles money. And by the way, greed, one of the 7 deadly sins. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Things you can buy, and I mean, I believe in protecting yourself, but this is illegal. Guns, you can buy silencers. There's children you can buy in sex trafficking. Any criminal activity.
You can.
Now, the reason
but you can do that with real money too.
This is unfair, though. Why is he showing a gun to show the guns, but he doesn't show anything when he says trafficking? He should show a little something.
That's gross.
There's a
Like,
little something.
if it's trafficking, then it would be illegal.
But this gun's illegal too.
This really
Billy
doesn't
the
make your
Fridge.
van idea look any better.
I know.
What? I'm a sweet boy.
You're not. You're fucked up, dude.
Have you seen these ghost guns they have? They're like guns that are like 90% finished, and then you just drill a couple holes in them, and they become fully working guns.
Did you see that they recently released the programming that you need to make a one-shot 3D printed gun? It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, because it can't be banned. The information can't be banned. Making the gun can be.
I don't think making the
they
gun's
just-
going to be banned.
Although they took it to court, making the gun can be banned, but the processing of the information.
I don't think it
can't
will be though.
Making the gun?
Yeah,
If you
I don't
make
think-
if you make a gun, that's illegal.
I don't believe it is.
Huh? I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. But yeah, Billy, you're gonna get in trouble for that joke in 10 years, of course. I honestly,
here's what it looks like.
I don't want to reveal my secret plan here.
It's man, this is dumb. It's not an AR-15. It's a single shot.
Yeah. It's a little zip gun, a little Z gun.
3D printed gun.
Yeah, a little Z gun. These have been around before 3D printers though. Like these are easy to make with some shit you get at Home Depot. Really easy to make a little one-shotter. They would have them back in like the Zoot Suit Riot days. They'd have their little one-shot pop
Yeah, but
guns.
this is a recent story. They just approved the release of it, and people are going to be using it. I mean, people are going to be able to make it on their own if they want.
Well, did it say that you can make them legally?
Yes.
Fuck. See, it says you can legally download 3D printed guns, but you can legally make them too.
Let's see.
Gun right activists have reached a settlement with the government that will allow them to post 3D printable gun plans online starting August 1st. The settlement ends a multi-year legal battle that started when Cody Wilson, who describes himself as a post-left anarchist, posted plans for a 3D printed handgun he called the Liberator in 2013. The single-shot pistol was made almost entirely out of ABS plastic, the same stuff they make Lego bricks out of. That could be made on a 3D printer. The only metal parts were the firing pin and a piece of metal included to comply with the Undetectable Firearms Act. The U.S. State Department told Wilson and his nonprofit group Defense Distributed to take down the plans. It said the plans could violate international traffic and arms regulations, which regulate the export of defense materials, services, and technical data. In essence, officials said someone in another country, a country the U.S. doesn't sell weapons to, could download the material and make their own gun.
See, one thing about this that's kind of scary is that this type of firearm would be a lot easier to get on an airplane.
Well, I think the firing pin would trigger. And have you seen the X-ray technology in their bags and shit? Yeah. They'd see the shape of this gun in there.
I don't know.
I mean, I could see when they go through. I look in, I could see like my laptop and my dildo and shit.
Your laptop
shaped.
has metal in it,
but it was like like the cords and everything were all there. Like
cords are made out of metal.
My dildo.
Maybe like the batteries are kind of metal.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked like I could see everything in my bag. I could see my hairbrush and everything.
So this would look all you'd probably be able to see the shape of it. The firing pin and the metal stuff would stick out a lot.
But you could probably have the firing pin and the metal stuff like attached to a key ring, and nobody would know. And then you get on the airplane, and then boom, you pull it off your key ring, and then smack it into the little gunsy poo. It couldn't be that fucking hard, right? Anyways, the settlement, which is dated June 29th, says that Wilson and Defense Distributed can publish plans, files, and 3D drawings in any form and exempts them from export restrictions. The government also agreed to pay almost $40,000 of Wilson's legal fees and to refund some registration fees. The settlement has not been made public, but Wilson's attorneys provided a copy to CNN. We asked for the moon, and we figured the government would reject it, but they didn't want to go to trial, said Alan M. Gottlieb with the Second Amendment Foundation, which helped in the case. The government fought us all the way, and then all of a sudden folded their tent. Gottlieb said they filed the lawsuit during the Obama administration, but he doesn't think that explains the change of heart. These were all career people that we're dealing with. I don't think there was anything political about it, he said. Avery Gardner, the co-president of the Brady campaign to prevent gun violence, said she'd be astonished if the settlement wasn't approved by political appointees. We were shocked and disappointed that the Trump administration would make a secret backroom deal with very little notice, Gardner said. She said she found out about the settlement from a magazine article.
I was just checking.
See, this is the do-it-yourself firearms like the Liberator have been nicknamed ghost guns because they don't have serial numbers and untraceable. The ghost guns that I heard about are like actual fucking guns that don't have certain holes drilled in them, and then you get like the same shit you go into a store and buy, but because it's not a fully functional gun, it doesn't need to have a serial number, doesn't need to be traceable, doesn't need to be anything, and then you go on and find a fucking a video that shows you how to drill a few holes and make it into that actual Glock or Ruger or whatever it was that you bought. I have a buddy who he's like in a gray area of whether or not he can own a gun. He can own one, but he can't buy one. And he got a ghost gun, and he legally has the gun. He can't buy them because in Washington State, you got to fill out all this paperwork. So he went and got a ghost gun.
Yeah, I mean, I've known people who have built like fully auto machine guns through parts that they were sent.
It's saying Wilson has built a website where people will be able to download the Liberator and digital files for an AR-15 lower receiver, a complete Beretta M9 handgun, and other firearms.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be, because a lot of 3D printers just print in plastic, like the Manatee up over here, you know?
Yeah.
But there's metal 3D printers too.
Yeah. Are you saying that we should turn the Manatee into one of these one-shot guns? The Gunatee?
No, we wouldn't be able to turn it into it. We would have to make something new.
But we could take this gun file and we could put the Manatee around the gun so the barrel comes out of Brett Keene's fat mouth and his tail is the handle of the gun? The Gunatee? I don't know. I think we could design it.
It's a terrible idea.
Okay.
Terrible.
80% Guns is a gun website. Yeah, and it's like 80% finished guns. You just got to drill the holes.
Here's a crazy guy on a bus.
Oh, no. Salt Lake City. This video contains graphic content.
You came up here and called us porn stars.
You went in with the first time. Not to do it like
Wait,
3 times.
put the girls
You
on.
have no right to say that they are like
come in.
You have no right to call us.
It was
porn
two
stars.
different people who went back in
You
there.
don't get to call us porn stars.
I want to see these girls.
Why? Because he called them porn stars?
I want to see what
You shook the bathroom door. You pushed the
Is this a
bathroom
Greyhound?
door in. Is that okay? Is that professional on any means?
It's probably a train.
Is it?
I don't care what y'all
What's
say.
your last name?
I'm not telling you what my last name is.
We're gonna find it out. You called us porn stars.
I don't care.
My last name is Diggler.
Professional.
You have no idea what we were doing that. I don't, but you don't tell me.
These women,
What?
we didn't say. What's wrong with that?
Why does it take all three of them 10 minutes?
Because
one person, are you putting them in each other?
Because we have.
What the fuck is that? Were we putting them in each other?
Don't say that. You know what?
That's fucked up.
That's it. Okay, so the guy was. I mean, everyone was kind of annoying. Like the people complaining were annoying.
And
And
the porn stars were annoying.
They were not porn stars.
They weren't?
No.
Then why do you call them porn stars?
Because he's weird. I don't know.
I take it as a compliment. Like,
Was
yeah.
that Egghead?
Yeah, that's his day job.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Gonzalez, and I am a D8 hungry.
I am the Spurginator.
So I can kill you, and I'll be back. Do I connect? Oh!
Look at his face.
Is this like one of those pre-school shooting videos?
This is Huevos Cabeza.
Huevos Cabeza?
Yeah, this is Huevos Cabeza. Also known as
balls and head.
No, huevos is eggs.
Oh. What?
You're thinking gajones.
Huevos is what they call huevos balls too.
Well, those
Cajones
that literally
huevos.
means eggs.
Well, I know, but your balls are huevos. It's a vernacular slang term for testicles. So, egghead, huevos cabeza. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot funnier than balls head. I'm like balls and head.
Yeah, yeah.
My name is Dr. Gonzalez, and I'm a D8 hungry. I come from
Huevos
the future,
cabeza.
so I can
Porn stars are nice people.
And
I'm
I'll
huevos
be back.
cabeza.
Do I connect?
Huevo cabeza.
I like how he's smiling. Yeah, he's like, ow.
He has to smile there because he's turning the camera off. He's caught himself looking like a sucker. And he's like, shit, I was trying to be cool. I need to laugh it off, guys.
It's like one of those moments where you know you've done something stupid and you laugh at it immediately.
Oh.
Ow. It hurts. It hurts so bad. I'm broken on the inside and out. Ouch.
I love that shit. Yeah, that's funny.
Somebody should take a bunch of like movie scenes where people get shot and replace the screaming with that.
Yeah.
I come from the future, so I can kill you, and I'll be back.
Is that a real gun?
Do I
Might be an
connect?
airsoft
Might be
gun.
airsoft, might be BB. It's probably a BB gun or airsoft, and it bounced off the wall and hit him, and that's why he was ow. I don't think the kickback from that would have fucked his hand up.
Maybe like his skin got caught between like the kickback.
That's
part of
definitely
the gun.
Yeah, it could have got caught in the firing mechanism.
I've seen that happen with rifles, like actual real life rifles.
Yeah, who knows? This fat fuck.
Ow!
They didn't say that, but you know.
Ow!
I love
More
it.
of like a oh fuck, this hurts kind of moment.
So I can kill you.
So I can kill you.
And I'll be back. Do I connect?
I don't think anything even happened to him.
You
I
don't think so?
he's just retarded.
That was just part of the act. Yeah, he could have pinched that finger.
Look at him smiling. Like he just made the fucking most awesome video ever in his mom's kitchen.
I'm hoping his mom was actually there to see it happen.
Oh,
huevo cabeza.
He has a whole channel with a bunch of videos on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's oh man, it's he likes to pretend like he's a Terminator a lot.
I don't recall the scene where the Terminator goes, "Ow." I haven't seen that. You should have made that noise when he does like the eyeball scene, you know.
Get down!
It's going down!
My movie!
Yeah, my movie. He says that a lot.
My movie! I'm such a good Donald Trump impersonator. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Oh!
I'm gonna set that as my ringtone. It's gonna piss my girlfriend off.
What do you think, Ben? Should we go for another 10 here soon? It's
Another
about time?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Oh.
Let's see. So,
got it.
Let me see. The first one was 2 hours and 30 minutes, and then we took a 10-minute break. So that would have
been
240.
6.
And now we're at 5 hours right now.
Yeah. So it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like another like 5 minutes and then we're good. And then we start another one. Ow.
Ow.
When we come back, we might do some trivias.
Cheer. And if you guys are patrons, maybe you should download the app, and we might run a little run with everybody near the end. If you're there, get some.
If anyone's there, yeah,
get some
who
of
knows?
the patron kids in.
How could she slap?
How can she slap?
How can she
slap?
Yeah, the people demand to know. What's his channel name?
No, I can't let you taint him.
You can't taint that
I can't
boy?
allow this. No.
You can't taint that boy. Sorry, guys. You'll never
Just
find
Google
that
Alex
Terminator.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably find it somewhere because someone gave it to me. You can't flood any chick's basement by telling her I pretend to be
the
Terminator a lot.
Yeah, how are you gonna flood her basement?
Ow! Yeah,
I don't get how that works.
I like how Terminator was wearing a Def Leppard shirt. Too.
How can she fap?
So I'll put up a timer, and if you guys want to send, I mean, we haven't really met our goal. I mean, we're getting. This was the first 2-hour goal, and we haven't met it yet, and we're coming up on, hour 6. So
who knows? Maybe you'll catch up.
Maybe. What would really help is getting our normal channel back, but that isn't going to happen anytime soon.
I just want to be whole again. Oh,
you had an interesting exchange with YouTube via email, right?
Oh yeah, fuck them.
So have they said anything as of late?
No. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait 90 days. Is the bottom line.
Oh.
So.
90 fucking days.
Yeah, 90 days. We don't have any strikes. The only thing that happened is content was blocked globally. So it was a content ID match, but instead of monetizing the video, the claimant just blocked it. And now that's a reason to have your streaming access revoked for 90 days.
You actually contacted the claimant, though, and they released it, or you took down the video or some shit?
I didn't take down the video because that doesn't make a difference, but I did, I got it, something happened where it was switched from being blocked to not being blocked and just monetized, but they were still treating it that way. I mean, And if they keep coming in, claims come in almost constantly now for older videos. But they're not blocked claims. They're usually just monetized.
So is it like people filing false copyright claims and shit?
No. They're false in the sense that we use so little of the video and it's altered that it could... I would say a valid argument for fair use could be made. Like the one that we got was from CBS. We played a clip that was like less than a minute long of a TV show that they own the rights to, and that was the first one that we got. Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. Like I think I mentioned this on one private show, one of the private shows. Like, I've got content that has been blocked, like for copyright. Cause like during like one of my streams, I attempted to like repair some fucking thing, and I ended up like sitting down and having like a Q&A with Spotify playing in the background for like 3-4 hours.
Wow.
So that's like 4 hours worth of like copyrighted music playing nonstop. And that video, it's while it's blocked. It's still not something that resulted in me being unable to stream.
Yeah. They're very selective about how they enforce the rules, and they also enforce them retroactively. So it didn't matter if maybe this wasn't the case back when that video was made. Now that they have a new policy, that video now violates the new policy, even though it was made before the current policy. So, one thing I wanted to let everybody know is if you're thinking about supporting us on Patreon, if anyone wants to do that and we can get it over 5,000 tonight, we'll do Brett Keane. We have a bunch of people that annoy us on like Reddit about doing a Brett Keane thing. So I have a video queued up. We need less than $100. We're at $4,909.99.
We just got a message, a little Streamlabs. You want to read that?
Yeah, sure. Spin Till You Spew is a great segment/show. Have you thought about finding some way to get the same fun more regularly? Waiting for fools to cut a promo might run dry. Minimal heat on Jeff. That promo was fun, but it turned into a fool's errand.
Some of the guys from Poison in the Well have been talking about their drinking capabilities, so we might have a couple more challenges.
I'll turn on 9/11 mode. 9/11 mode's on. If anyone wants to donate $9.11, I'll spin the fucking wheel and do whatever the wheel tells me to do.
I'll do the wheel. I'll do whatever the
It's fun to watch the wheel spin.
tells me to do.
Yeah, it's not fun to watch it stop though. Usually not.
Why? Because what's on it?
No, I'm just talking about like from your perspective.
Yeah.
She loves to see me come.
Here's the wheel cam.
I love to see her
Damn.
go. I've got hose.
I take back what I said. There's some good stuff on that.
Yeah? Billy the Fridge wants to, he wants to use a fucking taser fly swatter. It looks like a little tennis racket, but it's for swatting flies, and it like zaps them into dust, basically.
I want to design a home game for this little special spin the wheel that involves Carolina Reapers and tasers and zappers and dominatrixes.
I don't want to get tasered.
I mean, I wanna go fucking wild with this. I want to go wild.
Tasers aren't keto.
Tasers aren't keto?
No.
I didn't know there was carbs in getting the fucking
There
shit
is,
shocked out of you.
all kinds of fucking carbs.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're not keto.
Zap. Been scared. I want to get the fly swatter at least. That's electric.
9/11 mode from Cunty Cat.
He says, I demand there be an option on the wheel that Billy has to kiss Ben with his butthole. I'll kiss Ben with my butthole. Do I have to kiss him on the lips with my butthole?
All praise be Cunty Cat.
Oh shit.
What's up? Well, that wasn't.
Billy fucked up the wheel really bad yesterday.
No, I didn't. I
He
fixed
fucked
the
it
wheel.
up.
I fixed the wheel yesterday. There was a screw coming out of one of the pegs, and I screwed it back in. Because I'm a good boy, and I'm a sweet boy, too.
Yeah, he only likes to look at trafficking photos.
Rum-ta-dum-tum-tum, rum-ta-tum-tum. What, you wouldn't want to look at trafficking photos?
That is correct. I would not want to.
What, I think fucking, like, trafficking means those Russian webcams where they're in traffic and people do fucked up shit to their drive cams?
Oh, sure, that's what you were talking
What?
about.
What? That's what I was talking about. That's what trafficking photos are, right? Photos of traffic in Russia from drive cams, right? The dash cams? Dash cam videos? That's what he meant, right? Right?
Yeah, the original context in which you were stating that doesn't fit with your current
I
narrative.
vehemently deny that. I was second replaced pass with ass to mouth. Well,
No.
I think that's reasonable because all we have to do is cross the P out and it will say ass. 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 Ass.
Ass. Ass. Ass.
Ass. Ass. Ass.
Oh, what if one of the spaces is you get put on full screen and you say the N-word in the mic? How about that?
No.
Why not?
Why would I do that?
Why would I do the ass to mouth shit?
Because it's fun.
Oh,
you
here's
guys
another
can't drink
one.
soy, fan the Sultan of Soy. Also, give me that Mexicans channel, El Terminadero. Ben's not giving up the Terminator's channel for some reason. I think he's protecting him. I think it's Ben.
You guys fucking... Okay, hold on. You guys wonder why there's no fucking new corpse midget videos anymore and all
You
that
guys
shit?
trolled him.
Yeah. So now I have to protect...
Ben has to protect his babies and take a shot of tequila.
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 So you're up for some trivias?
Yeah, I'll fuck you up in some trivs.
We should get at least a fourth person. I mean, if we could get a full 8 people to play trivia, that'd be pretty cool.
How many people is there in the patron chat right now?
I don't know. Enough. I mean, but we would have to either switch everyone to Discord, or we would have to get everyone from the patron chat connected with us through Skype.
Well, yeah, but that's easier to just have Swegta go to Discord, right?
We would still have to create a video room. It couldn't be voice only.
Why couldn't it be voice only?
Because they have to be able to see the screen. I have to be able to share screens with them.
Well, then you just open up a Skype call with those people, or a Discord call. I mean,
That's
and then
what I
share
was saying.
screen in Discord. Yeah, but you can open up a call in Discord.
Does he not listen?
Well, it's not like it's hard to do. You just throw everybody's name in. It's there live, and then they have a screen share. Swegta would like to play games, I think. I've tried more 9/11s than George W. Bush. Give me a break, guys. I'm Meddling.
All right, another one.
Spin that, get that, make that wheel. Spin that, get
See,
that,
this is
make
how you
that
catch
wheel. Benjamin.
I don't know what it is why people love this shit so much. But here it is. This is my last drinking before my surgery, and then I won't be drinking for a while. Weed? Cool.
Ha 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 ha.
You know what, though? I know you wanted to see me do a shot, so I'm just going to do one.
Oh. He's going to do a shot of whiskey.
I know you didn't want... Yeah, because whiskey was going to be the next thing.
Damn, homie.
I drank this entire thing. Like, all of this is what's left.
Puff the magic dragon, says Still Torn to Ben. To Ben. Ben.
So we're about to take a break. I'll keep 9/11 mode on for the next entire show. We're going to watch some more crazy people. We're going to maybe do the Keen segment. We're going to do some cringe raps, and there's probably going to be some trivias going on too. So we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
See you real soon.
Stay tuned.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants.